with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it. I fit the description, I'm the definition. I'm what they prescribe like she seen a physician. She wanna ride cause she seen how we getting it. Big old booty, she my passenger princess. She like to argue, she don't like to listen. She bougie and toxic, she fine and she picky. Pretty and sedity, she get recognition. Matching nails and toes, man, she always French tip 'em. Parking lot pimping when we in the city. Don't ask her about twine, she twerk on the engine. She eat the dick in the car cause it's tennis. She pay me attention like she get commission. Pimpin' CEO, so I give her the business. She ride on the dick like she doing some fitness. She make the dick disappear like she magician. She like to swallow, man, she love when I finish. Having motion, man, you know I got plenty. Bitches choosing cause they know that I'm winning. Seen some thousands, now I'm out to some millions. So all my houses come with chandelier ceilings. Pillow talking, man, that shit just ain't in me. Keep it pimpin', I can't do no pretending. Jealous hearted, man, you know I ain't with it. Cuffin' hoes, I can't do no commit. No, we started with nothing in humble beginnings. They wanna fuck with me now cause I'm winning. Chasing this chicken cause I'm on a mission. I'm known for get money and standing on business. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know how we living. Come from the struggle, got lost in the hustle. Straight out the mud, no, I compliment couples. Chasing big bills just to keep this shit subtle. You ain't on my team if you wasn't in the huddle. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Chasing this chicken, I ran up a ticket. Keep that shit coming, they know that I'm with it.
Yeah, what we doing tonight, chat? Y'all locked? Y'all locked, chat? What we doing tonight, man? Double tap the screen on your way in, man. Y'all know what time it is. We in intro mode, baby. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spend some night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me. Ain't no temporary souls. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. How we're moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spend some night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat it last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. What we doing tonight, chat? Y'all locked or what, man? Y'all locked or what, man? What we doing tonight, chat? Hold on.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
That sound a little better. Hold on.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
There we go. Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, chat? They saying Trump floats global blockade. Scandals, secrets, and sauces. America is changing. And Netanyahu wants gas. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. We got an action-packed episode. What's up, Possum? What's up, Laurie? Big Niche? What's up, Alpha? Well, who we got in here? OG, what it do? Karen and Rogie? La. Chat, y'all ready for the action-packed episode, man? What's up, Shirley? I see you in the cut. Yeah, let's get into it, chat. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Let's get into it. J-Bo, my boy J-Bo and He Who. What's up, man? Double tap the screen, shut a live out, chat. We got an action-packed episode. Hold on, chat. We're going to get straight into it, man. We're going to get straight into it. Soon as I get my damn tab in the right spot. All right, there we go. They got Houston abandons plans to refuse cooperation with ICE after Texas state government threatens to withhold $114 million in FIFA World Cup security funds. So it's looking like Houston, the cookie has crumbled. They folded. They said they were not gonna cooperate with ICE, but Texas state government threatened to hold that $114 million, so they got their ass in line. Also, we're gonna talk about the UFO researcher that went missing in 2022. Her text messages have came out. Her last text messages have came out. The lady that passed away, I believe in Alabama. I can't find her name right quick, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Also, they're saying according to newly released data, public urination in New York City has surged by 50% in just 1 year. A sharp rise in 911 calls. Hold on, why the hell is my device dying, chat? Hold on. All right. So yeah, they're saying it's a sharp rise in 911 calls tied to odor-related complaints. So they're just pissing everywhere they can in New York City right now. 50% of the calls, 50% increase in calls of sharp odors, strong odors. Yeah, they're just pissing everywhere in New York. I don't know what's going on, chat. Also, they're saying that scans have uncovered tunnels. Fox reported on this. And possible support beams beneath the massive boat formation claimed as Noah's Ark in Turkey. Decades after explorers flagged that cutting-edge tech now is backing the biblical site. Damn, chat. I was gonna say this. I heard about the Noah's Ark a couple years ago, and I didn't really do much research, but I want to know how y'all feel about it. Do y'all believe that is actually Noah's Ark? Do y'all think that's Noah's Ark over there in Turkey? Yes or no, chat? Let me know. Also, John Bravo exposed Clavicular, revealing who really owns the bar and club that Clavicular has been promoting. Also, Clav's ex-girlfriend spoke out and saying he went from saying hell H, HH, all the way to kissing the wall, man. We also have the UFO researcher, scientist, the one that took his life on yesterday, allegedly took his life on yesterday. They have some of his last recordings floating around. We'll check those out. Flesh-eating bacteria has been found in Long Island waters, leaving victims with a 20% chance of passing away within 48 hours, man. Top counterterrorism official in the Trump admin is under investigation for seeking out sugar daddies. They said she was on seeking arrangements, looking for big money, big jewelry. The complaint goes as follows. A man says he spent $40,000 on Julia Varvero, the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Counterterrorism, in just 3 months. They went to Aruba, all kind of other places. He bought her a $3,500 bag. Say she was looking for a sugar daddy, man. A lot of people are saying they don't have a problem with her looking for a sugar daddy, but some people are saying that it's a conflict of interest, chat. Is the counterterrorism official, is the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Counterterrorism looking for sugar daddies? Is that a cause for concern? Does that raise national security concerns? Also, they say Senator John Fetterman received no support for re-election from Pennsylvania House Democrats. John Fetterman receives no support. According to Chink over there on X, he's saying Israel is planning to steal $40 billion gas field in Lebanese waters. It's $40 billion. We'll cover that as well. Trump's supposed to reclassify marijuana as soon as Wednesday. U.S. Secretary of the Navy John C. Pelhan has stepped down. This is crazy. Russell Brand says, did an interview with Megyn Kelly, said he was sleeping with 16-year-olds when he was 30 because it was legal in Europe. How do y'all feel about Russell Brand saying that he was 30 sleeping with 16-year-olds, man, like it was nothing? What else, Chad? We'll get into a lot of things tonight, man. CIA agents have been unalived in Mexico. Allegedly a crash tied to a cartel operation. Sean Baum is saying Trump administration is removing protections over 59 million acres of the national forest system, unopened and untouched land to logging. Yeah, chat, we got a lot to cover. Double tap the screen, shut the live out, man. It's gonna be a nice episode, man. We're locked, chat. Are y'all locked, man? Drop the locks in the comments, man, if y'all are locked, man. Double tap the screen, chat. We have to get to 100 likes right quick. We've been doing good hitting the like goals. I need y'all help right here, right now. Double tap the screen, go to the top, hit the 3 dots, make sure the like button is hit. Let's get into this episode. This is a miscellaneous clip, chat. It's supposed to be a guy and his weird relationship with his stepmother. So I want to know, chat, how would you feel if your husband had a weird relationship with his stepmother?
India.
And the lady next to him is his mother-in-law. They are best friends and have the most disgusting relationship.
I love my mother-in-law as if she was my own mom.
Trevor is more than just a good son-in-law. He's basically replaced his wife with his mother-in-law. They call each other mom and son, but their daily routine is a nightmare for any wife. They do skincare together, style each other's hair, and even wear matching camouflage outfits. DeLaysa can only gag on the side. To her, this isn't family. It's a waking nightmare. Because in this house, Trevor saves all his romance for his mother-in-law.
Yeah, so I guess the mom lives in the house with them. They're sharing damn food and shit, biting off of food. They're doing facials in the morning. So I'm assuming that she lives in the house.
Every Thursday is their sacred bingo night. The two spend hours dressing up.
Now I don't have a problem with them doing bingo tonight. Like, hey, if you want to go to bingo with your mom-in-law, man, that's what y'all do. That's how y'all bond the family. Hey, go to bingo with OG, man. But the sharing the food, biting the food together, that's too damn much. What the fuck is going on?
And putting on perfume as if they're attending a grand gala. In public, they even feed each other fries, acting like a honeymoon couple, completely ignoring the fact that they are legally relatives. But the most insane part, DeLaysa is pregnant with their 3rd child and has to raise 2 toddlers alone. To make matters worse, her relationship with her own mother, India, was already toxic.
What the hell does she mean she gotta raise two children alone? So are they not together, chat? Are they not together? Why is she raising 2 children alone?
Watching her husband flirt with the very person she's estranged from, she finally snapped.
Oh, they're not together. Wow, they're not together. He's the baby daddy, and he's hanging out with the mom like this. Wow.
Worse, her relationship with her own mother, India, was already toxic. Watching her husband flirt with the very person she's estranged from, she finally snapped. She started throwing her mother-in-law's things onto the lawn and gave Trevor an ultimatum. It's either me and the kids, or her. Faced with his wife's breakdown, Trevor falls into silence. It's as if he's truly making a life or death choice between 2 lovers. He actually chose a woman he shares earwax with over his wife who is carrying his child. If it were you, would you just change the locks, or pack up your husband and mother-in-law and throw them both out together?
So, chat, what would you do, chat? What would you do? So they are married, but they're estranged. They're married, but they're estranged, chat. And I believe this is why they are estranged. So what would you do, chat? Would you leave your husband? Chat, if this was your husband or wife, no, this is not his mama. It's her mom. It's her mom. Hold on, let me play it from the beginning.
Mom, India.
And the lady next to him is...
And this is my mom.
Oh,
India.
that is his
the lady
mom.
next to him is his mother-in-law.
Oh, his mother-in-law. The lady next to him is his mother-in-law. So it's his mother-in-law, chat. It's his mother-in-law, so it has to be her mother. It's his mother-in-law, so it has to be her mother, chat, right? Y'all with me, chat?
They are best friends and have the most disgusting relationship.
I love my mother-in-law as if she was my own mom.
Trevor is more than just a good son-in-law. He's basically replaced his wife with his mother-in-law. They call each other mom and son, but their daily routine is a nightmare for any wife. They do skincare together, style each other's hair, and even wear matching camouflage outfits. DeLisa can only gag on the side. To her, this isn't family. It's a waking nightmare. Because in this house, Trevor saves all his romance for his mother-in-law. Every Thursday is their sacred bingo night. The two spend hours dressing up and putting on perfume, as if they're attending a grand gala. In public, they even feed each other fries, acting like a honeymoon couple, completely ignoring the fact that they are legally relatives. But the most insane part, DeLisa is pregnant with their third child and has to raise 2 toddlers alone. To make matters worse, her relationship with her own mother, India, was already toxic. Watching her
it's her mother,
the very person she's estranged from,
he's holding her around her arms, kissing her on the head. This is your ex-husband or your husband, but y'all are estranged. Kissing your mama like this? What?
Flirt with the very person she's estranged from, she finally snapped. She started throwing her mother-in-law's things onto the lawn and gave Trevor an ultimatum. It's either me and the kids or her. Faced with his wife's breakdown, Trevor falls into silence. It's as if he's truly making a life or death choice between 2 lovers. He actually chose a woman he shares earwax with over his wife who is carrying his child. If it were you, would you just change the locks or pack up your husband and mother-in-law and throw them both out together?
Now, my mom is here. She's hanging out with him all the time. They wear matching clothes. They feed each other. They leave me out of everything. Ew.
8 months pregnant, DeLisa is completely heartbroken. Her biological mother hasn't just taken over her house. She's acting inappropriately close with her son-in-law. The two wear matching outfits, ride hoverboards while holding hands, and even feed each other in public at restaurants. Seeing her mother leaning bashfully on her husband's shoulder makes DeLisa feel like a total outsider in her own life.
I was hopeful that we would rebuild our relationship, but all it's doing is driving a wedge between my husband and me.
DeLisa hoped...
Okay, chat, I'm going to ask the obvious. Do y'all think they are intimate, chat? Do y'all think the man and the mother-in-law are intimate, chat? Intimate or not intimate in the chat? Double tap the screen, chat. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. Be sure to hit the like button on your way in. Are these people intimate or not intimate? Don't put yes or no. I need intimate or not intimate.
Moving in together would rebuild her bond with her mother, but the reality is a nightmare. Her husband, Trevor, has a level of dependency on his mother-in-law that crosses every line, even claiming that spending time with her is the happiest moment of his day. The two flirt and exchange glances at the dinner table while ignoring DeLisa. When DeLisa cries about her mother living there for 2 years, Trevor sweetly fires back. It doesn't feel that long. Pushed to her limit, DeLisa asks about a move-out date, which completely shatters India's fake persona.
You just want to nag. Stop already.
I'm not nagging. Whenever...
Okay, enough.
DeLisa
you gotta go.
In an answer, but India responds by violently slamming a towel into her 8-month pregnant daughter's face. Even more devastating, Trevor doesn't protect his wife. Instead, he blames her for being unreasonable. Double betrayed by her own mother and her husband, a helpless DeLisa breaks down in tears at home. The entire internet is begging DeLisa to get a divorce. Do you think the mother-in-law is too manipulative, or does the husband have a psychological issue? If it were you, could you tolerate them wearing matching couples' outfits?
Chat, what would you do, chat? Would you disown your parent? If this was your parent, would you disown your parent? Now, this is the father to your kids. Would you disown your parent? Let me know, chat, down in the comments. Would you disown your parent, man? This is crazy, chat. I'm not gonna lie. Let me get my camera all the way together. Let me get the camera right, chat. Hold on. Get the camera and shit together, bro. Man, I'm not gonna lie, Chad. I think they both gotta go, man. They both gotta go, bro. They both gotta go, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. The disrespect is too immediate. It's too real, man. They both have to go, Chad. No cap, man. Pops, moms, yes, gotta go. Yeah, gone, man. I wouldn't blame the girls for saying that. Like if they told their mom they had to go, man. Some shit is just too much, chat. Some shit is just too much. All right, chat, we finna get into the next clip. This is the clip of the scientist that went missing. This is the last clip, some of the last clips that he put up. Let's see what he was talking about. And then we're going to get into the David and Celeste case. They said the autopsy came back. They finally put out the autopsy for the singer David, who unalived that 15-year-old girl. They finally put the autopsy out. So we finna see what's going on with that next. Chat, hit the like button.
Anyway, we're doing well, and I think that it's going to be okay. So remember that this is all, for me, my big focus on this show is a spiritual transformation that we're going through that has been predicted for literally 35 different cultures around the world. In their ancient mythologies, talked about the end of this 25,000-year cycle.
So this is the guy that they said unalived himself as of yesterday. I believe he came the 12th UFO or scientist that unalived himself. Karen comes through supporting the channel via super chat. Thank you, Karen, and thank you for always showing up for me. Thank you, Karen. I hope you're having a great night, Karen.
Session of the equinoxes, supposedly around the end of the Mayan calendar 2012, and we showed you that sure enough, in our next door neighbor's solar system, there was a solar flash on just about December 21st, 2012. That happened right over on Proxima Centauri, 4.24 light years away. It was released on March 16th, 2017. You dial that back in time, it goes to right around Christmas of 2012, which is only 4 days off from the Mayan calendar end date of December 21st, 2012. Now, is that a coincidence? I don't think so. I think that our star is in a binary system with Alpha Centauri, which includes Proxima, and I think that this energy...
All right, chat. So that other scientist, I'm going to let this play, but I got the text messages from that one girl that was talking about Huntsville, Alabama, and how it's where the zero gravity and all of that is at, and nobody knows. Well, she died a couple weeks or a couple days after this. It says on May 3rd, 13, 2022, she sent someone a text message. This all just came out today. If you see any report that I unalived myself, I most definitely did not. If you see any report that I overdosed, I most definitely did not. If you see any report that I unalived anyone else, I most definitely did not. Milborn told the Daily Mail that Eskridge, as well as some of her colleagues involved in advanced propulsion and energy research, have been subjected to what he described as a sustained campaign of harassment and intimidation designed to derail their work. She said, "Everything is fine, Frank. I'm feeling okay." She sent me and others emails and LinkedIn messages saying, if anything happens to me, suicide or an accident, it wasn't. It's suspicious, treated as such. And she passed away shortly after that, chat.
Energetic release that would have happened in our solar system happened next door instead, because, if you will, the solar logos, the Christ consciousness of our solar system, gave us an extension, decided that we weren't just going to get flash fried and cooked into hash browns, but we get to have another chance. That's pretty freaking good. What happened to the people on Proxima Centauri, says BAGH. If there were any, then they probably got cooked up in the hash brown, son, because nothing's going to survive that. 63 times brighter to the naked eye. I mean, wow, it was a huge solar flash. We're talking about so much energy being released that it would have boiled everything on the surface of the planet, 1,000 degrees Celsius or more. Let's be very glad that didn't happen here, because that seems to be the big secret. Anna Paulina Luna's again telling us to look at she's a congressional representative, look at the Book of Enoch. It has a solar flash in there. I showed you guys that before. I mean, it is just such a wild time to be alive. It's so insane. It's so crazy. But at the same time, we have all these interesting things going on that involve, higher consciousness and extraterrestrials and disclosure. I cannot wait for this disclosure to happen, man. I mean, we've been waiting for so freaking long. It's like, just bring it on.
Here it
was
comes.
supposed to be on Tuesday, right? It was supposed to be Tuesday. Representative Anna Paulina Luna sent a letter to the Pentagon. You got to get this done by then. But now Burchett, after talking to the president, introduces a bill. He just so happens to introduce a bill that gives the entire Pentagon authority to disclose, where no one group bottles it off.
Wow.
Anyway, we're
and then he made this video, and then like a couple days later, he unalived himself, chat. He made this video. This is the guy that they said unalived himself a couple of days ago.
The
Why the hell do y'all
report
see
for
the top of my
Rivas
damn?
Hernandez in the David murder investigation has just been released. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by...
All right, Chad, before we get into this David situation, that was the scientist, the 12th scientist that has went missing or came up unalived. They said he took his own life right after that. He just talked about the solar flash that was in another solar system around 2012. All of the calendars, the 25,000-year calendars lined up to it. He said Representative Anna Paulina was talking about it. The Pentagon was supposed to have Disclosure Tuesday, but we did not get it, and now he is dead by his own hand, allegedly. Crazy.
Law and Crime, I'm Jesse Weber. Okay.
Chat, I need everyone to hit the like button right now. Double tap the screen, shut the live out, man. Double tap the screen, go to the top. Make sure you have the like button hit, man. We got to get the likes up in here. We got to get the likes up in here.
Okay, so thanks for joining us here on this breaking sidebar. As I mentioned right here, this is what we've been waiting for in the David investigation, in the Celeste Rivas death investigation. This is the coroner's report. So it just came in.
Here we go.
Right. So after David was arrested, after he has been charged with the death of, charged with the murder.
Look at her, 14 years old, Chad. Check on those kids. This girl was 14 at the time of her unaliving. What's up, Stingray? What's up, Jason? 14 at the time of her unaliving. She had been groomed since the age of 10 years old by this dude. He made 4 songs about doing it. He was doing tour shows, showing up in coffins. Her body was in the trunk of a Tesla in 100-degree heat. Come on, man. Check on them kids, man.
A 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. This is what we've been waiting for. The cause of death. This has been sealed for months, and this is providing a lot.
Oh, and he was getting her high, allegedly. A guy came out today, said he used to work at a jewelry shop, and he was working at the jewelry shop, and David and Celeste came into the jewelry shop. He said he knew it was David because he knew he was famous, and he said the girl was clearly underage, clearly younger than him, and she was clearly high off of something. She was just totally out of it.
A lot of detail.
You said why it took so long to arrest him? No, they didn't let him finish his concert. Remember, he canceled the tour. He was supposed to be going on tour, but he canceled the tour. They took 7 months to arrest him because you got to understand, they didn't have a murder weapon. They didn't have too much testimony. They had to go pick people up, get them to flip and turn. Remember, a lot of these people, they still don't have a murder weapon. It was all circumstantial. Because her body was found in a car that was rented to him, but that was as far as it went until they built the case, yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, it is very difficult to read through this. It is gruesome, but this is going to be a key point for both the prosecution and the defense. We know that Celeste's body, the body of this 14-year-old girl, was found in the trunk of a Tesla that was allegedly registered to David in Los Angeles back on September 8th, 2025. And again, this is going to be a key factor in this prosecution as he faces not only first-degree murder charges, because they're highlighting special circumstances here, lying in wait, financial gain, that she was a witness to a crime, but he's also facing sex crimes charges and mutilation of human remains.
That's the guy right there. See? That's the guy right there. See? I was talking on Money Channel the other day. Remember everybody in here that subscribed to Moneyways Channel 2? I was on his panel. I told him, the security guard that went on Cuff'em Stream, I think that's the same guy right there. I think that's the same guy that went on Cuff'em Stream and said, I helped him bury her. I helped him hide the body. I helped him bury her, whatever he said. He also did an interview after this. Well, not an interview, but just a stream. And he said, I think they're about to try to put this body on me. He said, I think they're about to say that they're about to set me up with the girl and she's going to take some of my hair and say that I did this. And I think that this is the same guy right there next to David right there that spilled the beans on Cuff'em Stream in front of all those girls. He said, I helped them bury the body. And then after he got all of that flack, he went on his own story and went live and was like, yeah, I think they're going to set me up and try to make it seem like I did this shit.
He's also facing sex crimes charges and mutilation of human remains. So I want to go through this. I want to bring on a special guest. I'm not going to do it by myself. I want to make sense of this. I'm bringing on Mary Jambelic, a former forensic pathologist and former chief medical examiner, to go through this. Mary, thank you so much for taking the time.
What you mean the usual suspects, Morty? What you mean mutilation and shit? That's not the usual suspects for some damn mutilation. What are you talking about?
Before we even get started into the details, I would be remiss if I didn't just start with the statement from the County of Los Angeles medical examiner. I'm going to read it verbatim. The County of Los Angeles Department of Medical Examiner determined the cause and manner of death for 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez as multiple penetrating injuries caused by objects. The manner of death is homicide. Ms. Rivas Hernandez was discovered at 1100 hours on September 8, 2025. In the front trunk of a vehicle in a tow yard in Los Angeles, and death was pronounced by a detective with the LAPD. A deputy medical examiner conducted an examination of Ms. Rivas Hernandez on September 10, 2025 at the DME's Forensic Science Center. The cause and manner of death were determined December 9, 2025. A court order initiated by the LAPD previously prevented.
So they knew it was homicide since December 9th. They knew it was homicide, and they knew it was by her getting stabbed, it looks like. You said you meant fame and money, people get corrupt. He was in music. See, I think it turned into a sacrifice after. I think he actually was a weirdo, and he fell in love with this child, and they grew up together. Like, I ain't gonna say grew up together. He was 15, she was 10, and over the course of 4 years, they talked and whatever the hell happened. Now, he gets famous. Now, with fame comes what? There's another girl. Trap Lord Ross did a video. There's another girl that was around, and there was another girl that was around. So now he's around multiple girls. He's around other streamers. He's taking them on tour with them, and he has this 14-year-old girl with him, right? So that means all of them turned a blind eye to that shit. All of them turned a blind eye to that shit. She's probably getting jealous. She's 14. She sees how these girls are reacting to him. He's probably giving attention, and she threatens him like, hey, look, you better get this shit together before and it goes downhill from there, man. It goes downhill from there, man. He was already in trouble, and all of those other people. That's why I think that they have people that are gonna come forward. When we get this grand jury or whatever, I think people are going to come forward trying to get immunity, because all of these people knew he was probably intimate with her, and all of these people knew she was not of age, man.
The DME from releasing its findings. And this is the statement of Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Ode Ukpo.
Hit the like button, chat.
I am grateful this information can now be released not only to the public, but also to the grieving family enduring loss. It is unfathomable they have had to wait this long to learn what happened to their daughter. The transparency of the information contained in our findings and reports is essential for empowering the community to make informed changes, to effectively reduce fear and allowing the community to take informed action. Making the department's information publicly available is not just about accountability, it is also about social justice and prevention. By ensuring access to this information,
investigation, because perhaps it's information that only the killer would know. And so that's understandable that might be obscured initially. But I think what the chief medical examiner in LA is saying is that they had this information, they wanted to release this information, and they were thwarted in doing so.
And when you hear, I'm reading from it, right? So the date of the injury, they say, is unknown. The place of the injury is unknown. Pronounced date, time, September 8th, 2025, 11 a.m. Date of examination, September 10th, 2025. And it was completed, right? So
that's the same day Charlie Kirk passed away. The same day they did her examination, Charlie Kirk passed away.
December 9th, 2025. Is that time span typical?
I think from September to December, that's reasonable because they're awaiting certain specialty ancillary tests, such as toxicologic examination. And it's much harder to do on a decomposing body than if it were fresh deceased. So the fact that that takes a couple months to get that information so that that's part.
Oh, no, hell no, Jason. I ain't begging for no damn likes. I'll be damn if I get on here big. I will ask for some likes. I will recommend you hitting. I ain't begging for a motherfucking thing, Jason. I know how to hustle. You know what I'm saying, Jason? Come on, man. Hustlers don't beg, man. We go get it.
Part of the whole picture of, you know, what happened to this poor
What's
teenager.
up, H-Buster?
That's reasonable.
And just to be clear, as we talk about this, David is innocent until proven guilty, and his defense attorneys have said that he did not murder Celeste, and he is not the cause of her death. So I want to go through the specifics right now. Again, it is not easy to hear this, but this is going to be an important part of the legal case. So her cause of death has been ruled multiple penetrating injuries. Her death has been classified as a homicide. I'm going to read verbatim. And by the way, they put diagrams in here as well, but 2 penetrating wounds of the torso, right abdomen with injury to liver, left chest with penetration of underlying intercostal space and cortical disruption of adjacent ribs. Other findings, bilateral dismemberment of upper and lower extremities, multiple additional skin defects. Death was pronounced at the scene. Autopsy examination was limited by extensive post-mortem changes. And by the way, this is something to keep in mind because you're talking about dismemberment and decomposition. There are 2 penetrating wounds of the torso with smooth edges that may represent sharp force injuries. The wound on the upper abdomen penetrates the liver, and the wound on the left chest penetrates one of the left intercostal spaces with disruption of the adjacent ribs' cortical surfaces. The left lung appears intact. The bilateral upper and lower extremities show full thickness dismemberment. Multiple other skin and soft tissue defects are present without apparent associated internal injuries. The etiology of these defects is not clearly apparent due to severe postmortem changes. Postmortem toxicology performed on liver tissue shows the presence of a low level of ethanol, which may be due in postmortem changes or ingestion, and does not appear to be contributory to the cause of death.
Mary says, I used to work for a medical examiner. I can only imagine what the coroner goes through. Have you seen anything like this, Mary? Have you seen any bodies that's been decomposed for maybe a month or 2? This is crazy. Have you seen any bodies that have been decomposed or mutilated? They said he cut her all the lower and upper extremities off. So basically the only thing intact was her head and torso. The head and torso is what it's looking like. This shit is crazy. How did you deal with that, Mary? Did you have nights where you couldn't eat? Seeing some crazy shit? Did you have nights where you couldn't eat?
Let's start right there. What does this mean? And what does this tell you? And what are there still questions about?
Well, the body sounds like it's in a state of postmortem decomposition with some loss of integrity of the skin surface and some bloating and skin slippage, etc. But despite that, the medical examiner was able to identify 2 wounds that penetrated, meaning they went into the body, significantly into the liver, which would bleed a lot, and significantly into the lung, the space around the lung, which also would cause a problem with air and blood accumulating there. And if it were a freshly deceased person, perhaps the edges of the wounds would tell you the weapon much more clearly, but it's more difficult in a decomposing body. But they are trying to generally describe the wounds and the shape without saying it's absolutely a knife that did this.
And to be clear, I'm glad you mentioned that because earlier in the week, when they talked about the charges and the special
Yeah, that's crazy, man. We're going to keep updating on that case. We're going to move on into some of the news, chat. I just wanted to hear the autopsy and see what they said was going on. So it looks like she was stabbed to death and dismembered.
Appreciate everyone continuing to join us, continuing to bring you some of the day's biggest top stories and headlines. One of those stories that we want to continue to talk about is the story of 2 U.S. embassy officials who died in Mexico as they returned from a counter-narcotic operation, worked for the CIA. The Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, said that she would investigate whether the operation broke any national security laws. For more on this, let's go on to Fox News' Griff Jenkins with a breakdown.
Yeah, chat, they said the CIA agents were dressed as Mexican police, I believe. I believe they said the CIA agents were dressed as Mexican police.
Of what's happening in Mexico.
It was a ton of chaos. There was so much chaos.
The State Department is scrambling to respond to a pair of violent incidents involving U.S. citizens in Mexico. On Monday, a gunman opening fire at tourists visiting a historic site near Mexico City. One person was killed, 13 others wounded, including 6 Americans. The shooter, who took his own life, was discovered with handwritten materials about the 1999 Columbine shooting, and witnesses say he was deliberately targeting tourists.
The shooter was trying to pick and choose amongst the victims.
That shooting came just a day after 2 Americans were killed in a car crash in northern Mexico. They were reportedly working for the CIA and returning from a mission to dismantle an outdoor drug lab. 2 Mexican investigators were also killed.
We are investigating what these people were doing and which agency they belong to. Until now, the information we have is that they were working alongside. Let's just put it that way.
But Mexican officials say nobody in their government was aware of American anti-drug personnel operating on Mexican soil, raising questions.
Tony, you fall off in the club late as hell talking about you first. Then what do you mean, Tony? I'm gonna need you to get the sleep out your eye, wake up, do something, man, go have a drink. What the hell are you talking about? We damn near an hour in, Tony. You supposed to be VP and you late to the damn assembly.
Questions about the extent of U.S. involvement in Mexico's cartel war.
There are no joint operations. There is an exchange of information from them to us and from us to them of various kinds, particularly intelligence. We cooperate within a clearly defined framework.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum
One of them happened the day before, Jason.
Is now underway to determine if any Mexican laws were broken during the counter-narcotics operation. In Washington, Griff Jenkins, Fox News.
All right, Griffin, thanks so much for those updates. We appreciate it. To investigate, but what is going to be looked at for possible, Mexico authorities are saying if any laws were broken?
Well, first, Mike, we're going to look at the incident itself. Were these individuals attacked by the cartel, or was it just a tragic and unfortunate car accident? I think that's sort of step one. I think politically the question is, what were 2 U.S. officials doing in Mexico in the first place? And it's probably the worst kept secret, but the U.S. does sometimes conduct operations in other countries, including Mexico, without that country's authorization or permission, especially if they're with the CIA. Now, this isn't just something that is related to this administration, the Trump administration, which, of course, has taken a very aggressive and hard stance when it comes to
That's
the war
that Breaking Bad shit, chat. Look at all those vats over there, man. They making that meth, boy. That's that Breaking Bad, man.
Drugs, and has blamed countries like Mexico and others in South America for the significant
That motherfucking moonshine, H-Buster. Ain't cooking no moonshine, H-Buster. This not prohibition, H-Buster. This is glass.
Into the United States. But, I was hired by a Bush U.S. attorney, and I stayed on for an Obama U.S. attorney. And even during those administrations, some of these operations did happen. And I think part of the challenge is there is a significant level of corruption when it comes to...
Man, the operation that big and have Texas high. The whole Texas will be up for 2-3 weeks, man, with that much dope.
Law enforcement and drug enforcement in Mexico, whether it's federal agents or, state and local. Now, what makes this case unique, Mike, is that it was our agents in the United States that were working alongside some state agents, apparently from Chihuahua, Mexico. So the question seems to be, were they permitted to do so by the governor of the state? Did they have authority from the federal government there in Mexico? Obviously, these are questions that really only Mexico can answer. But again, it's not typical that you'll see U.S. and Mexican agents working alongside one another as far as enforcement is concerned. Of course, they do.
Now that's dedication right there. That's dedication. Look at London says, I apologize for my spelling of words. I'm blind and voice to text is not working very well today. Don't worry about that, London. I'm just glad that you made it. I'm glad. I hope you had a great day. And I'm blessed to have you in here with us tonight, man. So if speech to text is giving you a little trouble, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
To provide training and intelligence and that type of thing. But the actual boots on the ground, not common for us to be working alongside them.
And Nima, I also wonder too about the victims' families during this very difficult time. It could even be a situation where maybe they didn't even know that they were inside Mexico at the time.
No question. Obviously, if you're working for the CIA or if you're working for DEA and you are deployed to another country, those are national security positions and operations.
So what I'm going to say is I think Scheinbaum is lying. I think Scheinbaum knew exactly what was going on. I think Scheinbaum knew exactly that they had CIA down there, but she has to play the role. She can't let the cartel know that she has CIA agents operating in cooperation, man. I think that's what Scheinbaum's on, man.
It's really on a need-to-know basis, and those individuals have the highest level secrets, highest level clearances, top secret or above in the United States government. So they certainly can't be sharing that information with friends or family members who, like you said, excuse me, may have only found out about this operation and this tragedy on the news. And they're probably asking themselves, was this an attack? Were they targeted because they were going up against the drug cartels? Of course, we know that drug cartel violence in Mexico is rampant.
How hard is it to get information when Americans die abroad for an investigation to happen on foreign soil when maybe the other entity, like Mexico, might not want that information out?
It's very hard. And, as a federal prosecutor, when there are these deaths overseas and involving Americans, the federal government does have jurisdiction over foreign murders of U.S. citizens. And I could tell you that when the DOJ prosecutes these cases, it can be a case in the Bahamas, for instance, where a woman has gone missing and is presumed dead. The cases are much harder to investigate because you don't have the resources there on the ground. You don't have law enforcement. You don't have the FBI that could simply go and collect evidence, interview witnesses, pull surveillance, cell site, other information. So you're really relying on cooperation by local officials there who may not want to cooperate. Either they don't have the access to the technology or the motivation, or frankly, they may be on the payroll of the drug cartel. So it is sometimes difficult to get answers. Of course, my heart goes out to the family of these brave Americans who lost their lives fighting this drug war, but it's certainly not easy to run an investigation, much less conclude it. And even if you do, prosecuting the individuals responsible is challenging. You got to arrest them. You have to have them extradited to the United States. That involves the DOJ, the State Department. It is not easy to get Mexican cartel members, or frankly, any organized crime that's overbroad, in cuffs and here in courts in the United States where they're going to face trial. So certainly very challenging when you're dealing with these issues overseas.
Yeah, very challenging, and it feels like we're just at the very, very tip of the iceberg and probably may never know the true facts here of this case. But Nima, thanks so much for giving us great insight about what is happening right now as the investigation continues, but we appreciate it as always.
All right, chat. Y'all double tap the screen, shut a live out. This is going viral right now. I wasn't gonna cover it, but somebody dropped it to me in the Discord and said it's worth checking out. It's about Trump and his assassination attempt when he got shot in the ear. I said that I believe Trump got shot in the head, man. I'm not gonna lie, chat. So I'm gonna put it to a live poll, chat. Did Trump actually get shot in your opinion? Yes or no? Did Trump actually get shot in your opinion? I'm on the side to say I think Trump got shot in the fucking head, man. His ear, the ear attached to your head, you got shot in the fucking head.
That day, Thomas Crooks came within a...
Damn. The Young Turks have done this thing. It's going viral. I think it's at 1 million views. Yeah, it's at 1.2 million views. It's not even been a day. So let's check this out, man. Do y'all think Trump got shot, man? Yes or no? Double tap the screen, shut a live out, chat. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. We gotta get the likes up.
Quarter inch of destroying this country. And yet, a year and a half later, we still know almost nothing about him or why he did it. That's because...
Oh, yeah, they did say that Trump doesn't want an investigation. They was like, what kind of person doesn't want an investigation into their own assassination attempt? So do y'all think that that is weird, chat? Do y'all think Trump not wanting an investigation into the assassination attempt is weird, chat? Do y'all think that's weird, or do y'all think that there's nothing wrong with that, man? Some people just want to put shit behind them. Chat, we only at 49 likes. We got to get the likes up. Everybody right here, right now, double tap the screen, go to the top, hit the 3 dots, make sure the button's like, man. We got to get to 100 likes. We got 10 minutes to get to 100 likes. What the hell is going on?
Because for some reason, the FBI, even the current FBI, doesn't want us to know.
Maybe the assassination was like not something that we don't know the full story. So maybe it was staged. Maybe it was faked. Maybe it was some kind of message to him, although I don't understand that.
Now, it's been months since Tucker Carlson did a deep dive into President Donald Trump's would-be assassin, Thomas Crooks, and the FBI's lack of interest in, investigating it, including the motive. Now, more conservatives are beginning to question what exactly happened in Butler, Pennsylvania during the 2024 presidential election. Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of the more vocal individuals who's starting to ask questions. We'll get to her in a second, but first, Jake, your 2 cents.
First of all, there is no such thing as conspiracy theories. That's my new conclusion.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so what that is a term used by the media to make sure you don't challenge the government and their official story. Because the media is not in the business of news, they're in the business of propaganda for the powerful. So just drop the conspiracy nonsense. It's a theory, okay? And is this particular theory an interesting one? Absolutely. And I'm a person who thought it was perfectly real, and I thought it was heroic what Trump did. I'm now definitely rethinking that based on some of the evidence we're gonna show you.
Well, okay, first let me just say, there is no smoking gun, so don't wait for that. I don't have a theory, okay? My take on this is very strange, okay? And I don't trust our government because our government has already lied about the suspect behind it, right? So
you said his bloody face matched the one on the Illuminati card game, tripped me out. The card that references snipers. Yeah, they brought that up with the Charlie Kirk situation too. Our snipers from the rooftop, they brought that up with the Charlie Kirk situation too.
So Thomas Crooks was shot and killed at the scene, so there isn't gonna be a trial or anything. But there was a big lie that was uncovered by Tucker Carlson in the special that he did on this incident, on this case. So we'll get to that in just a minute. But first, while we still have trouble getting Trump to shut up about the 2020 election, which he lost to Joe Biden, it is very strange that we never hear Trump ever mention Butler, Pennsylvania. Ever. Or, by the way, the second would-be assassin who was arrested.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, chat. For somebody that's been, involved in a few shootouts and shit, man, I don't talk about them. It's not really something that I just bring up, man. But if I would have got fucking shot, I'm just gonna be honest, I probably would talk about it. Especially if I'm Trump up there, man. Motherfuckers just try to take me out, man. A lot of people are saying it was Iran. A lot of people were saying it was this group of people. Hey, man, he talks about ending 8 wars. He talks about every fucking thing else except getting shot in the fucking head. I would be talking about getting shot in the head, man, if I survived one. I'm just going to say it, man.
Near Mar-a-Lago. How come he never talks about any of this stuff? How come he doesn't demand investigation? He wants investigations as a freaking James Comey, but he doesn't want to know more about motives behind his would-be assassins?
No, look, guys. So it's really hard for us from the outside to determine what actually happened. But is it perfectly legitimate to ask questions of?
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If we going to say Trump handling this shit like a gangster, I don't know. If Trump really got shot and he handling like a gangster, he might want to keep it on the low. Like, look, man, I don't want him to get arrested. We going to wipe his nose. They going to bring him to me. We finna have a little fun, man. We going to make sure he gets what he deserves. Now, Trump might just be a gangster. I'm just going to be honest with you, Chad. It's some people out there that, you know, had some trespasses against me in my lifetime. I didn't want them arrested. I didn't want to see them go to jail. I wanted get back. I wanted fucking get back. Let's just be honest, Chad. Somebody shoot me in my fucking head and I survive. I don't want them to go to jail. I want fucking get back. I want retribution. I'm just going to be honest.
Of course, that's if you're in media, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to ask questions of the government, challenge the government to find out what really happened. You're not supposed to blindly accept things they say, especially when they don't make any sense.
Trump even told the BBC last year that he doesn't like dwelling on it. You dwell on everything. He dwells on crap from like multiple decades ago.
Are you kidding me? I mean,
all right, but be honest, chat. Where the gangsters at in the chat, man? I know it's at least a couple gangsters in the chat. I know a lot of y'all are, you know, regular citizens, never lived that life. But it's some gangsters in the chat. Where the gangsters at? I'm talking to the gangsters right now. If you got shot, would you want the person that shot you to go to jail? Or would you want get back? Where the gangsters at? You can be a retired gangster. You can be put up. If it's in you, it's in you. Would you want them to go to jail or would you want get back? Let's be fucking real here.
In 2020, he thinks he lost an election. He can't let it go. Imagine if he was actually shot at. And that's why I remember when he was giving the speech at the RNC and he said, this is the only time I'll ever talk about it. I remember saying, that's not true at all. Like he's never gonna be able to stop talking about this. But I was wrong. He doesn't talk about it anymore. Okay, so if you don't think that's strange, now you're being weird. That's definitely strange. So that's point one.
So over the weekend, one of Trump's strongest supporters, who apparently no longer is a strong supporter, her name is Trish.
Nah, I don't want you to go to jail ripping off my name. I don't want you to go to jail. Yeah, I shot Plug in his motherfucking head, eating big snacks and got the damn headphones on, in there trafficking and trading and shit, smoking good weed, getting high off. Hell no, ain't none of that going on. Bring him here. Bring him here. We'll deal with this shit on our own time, man. You ain't finna go to jail kicked up off of putting one in my fucking head. Hell no. What?
Hope. She was actually a January 6th activist and a national delegate for Trump. She posted a lengthy post on X explaining her thought process on this whole situation because she finds it very strange. I'm gonna read exactly what she wrote verbatim. I was a longtime Trump supporter. I became a national delegate to make certain Trump was seated as the nominee. On the night Trump spoke at the RNC, he had the ear patch on. Remember, he had like a giant female hygiene product like attached to his ear. As Trump began to speak, he started with this. So many people have asked me what happened. Tell us what happened, please. And therefore, I will tell you exactly what happened.
Yeah, hell no, chat. Y'all remember, look at Dylan Roof. How many of y'all in here remember Dylan Roof? Chat, put yes in the chat if you remember Dylan Roof. Dylan Roof went in that church, shot all them black people and became a millionaire. Hell no, you ain't finna go to jail and eat zuzus and wham-whams and shebangs and shit off me. Hell no. Man, I seen Dylan Roof go in there and do the most heinous shit to a church full of black people and became a fucking millionaire in jail. They put him to the top of the KKK instantly. You're not doing that off of me, man. Fuck that. Hell no.
And you'll never hear it from me a second time because it's actually too painful to tell. So in regard to his statement there, Trisha Hope says, my first thought was how odd for him to begin this way. In my opinion, Trump made that statement to stop any further conversation about what happened. He gave us his official story, would only do it once, and that was the end of it. Now we all know no one loves Trump more than Trump, so this to me felt completely out of character.
Yeah.
You said Reagan never spoke about his assassination attempt, Karen. I wasn't around for Reagan, but I haven't really heard much about Reagan's assassination attempt, honestly. I really haven't, but I wasn't around for Reagan. Chat, do y'all remember Reagan's assassination attempt? Yes or no in the chat. Everyone double tap the screen. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. Let's get some motion in here, chat. We 1 minute away. We need 100 likes. Let's get some motion in here. Hit the like button.
No question.
Okay.
So there's more videos. Keep going.
Following the inauguration, I found it odd that Trump wasn't going aggressively after those who allowed this to happen. He seemed to behave like it was no big deal. His Secret Service detail failed him miserably. Failed him massively, allowed him to be shot, and they allowed that perfectly timed photo op to take place. Since the attempt on his life, Trump has shown no interest in investigating what really happened. He never mentions it. It's as if it never happened, except when he tells us he took a bullet for us. So she gets a little,
Hey, Teddy Roosevelt might have been gangster then, Tony. Talking about it takes more than one shot to bring down a bull moose. Not where I'm from, no. I'm going to tell you like this, Ted. Hey, the shit they got over here, man, and a bull moose might, listen, chat, let me not talk too much, man. Teddy Roosevelt talking about it takes more than one shot to bring down a bull moose. Not in 2026. They shooting big shit.
She starts like sharing her own theories. She thinks the man who actually got killed that day, Corey Compatore, was basically used as part of the plot. Someone had to die. I ain't
gonna lie, chat. The shit they selling now, man, and the shit that I see these people have, man, on these videos on YouTube and just throughout the internet, man. I think they'll knock Godzilla ass down, chat. I think if King Kong and Godzilla came to America, they wouldn't make it through the fucking night. I'm just gonna be honest with you, chat. King Kong and Godzilla might not make it through the night, especially in the Deep South. They ass to be on the grill by tomorrow, man. A fucking Godzilla fry the next day.
Otherwise, it would have been much easier to claim it was a hoax. They killed Corey likely because he was truly a real life hero. One people would rally behind and defend passionately, as they should. Then to top it off, they used Corey to their benefit at the convention. To this day, his wife is begging for answers she has repeatedly been denied. Sadly, there have no more use for her. They have no more use for her. So she no longer matters. So that's her theory. Obviously, we don't have any evidence to back any of that up, right? But
there's one thing in there that makes sense.
Okay, go ahead.
So I don't know what happened with the gentleman who.
You say it depends on the scales and muscle mass density. Listen, down here in the South, Multi, we got something for that. We gonna soak his ass, man. No Diddy, man. We gonna put him in some base. You ever heard of a base? Little Worcestershire sauce, vinegar, and look, you put your base together, man. We gonna dip him in that base, man. Let him soak for 24. I don't give a fuck what kind of scales and muscle, all that shit gonna lose the tenderism. Man, Godzilla, King Kong, tenderism, straight up.
Who was shot and killed, and now we're getting into deeper waters, etc. And again, we're not saying we know, okay? So to me, the legitimate question in there is, why was no one punished at the Secret Service for an enormous breach of security? That there was a guy on a roof with a perfect shot at Trump in the crowd, and that's the one building they didn't look at, and that's the one building that had no video cameras.
Yeah.
And not only was the people in charge of security that day not
What's
fired,
up, Max?
the lead guy there was promoted to the head of the Secret Service.
Insane.
No, that's evidence number 2.
Okay. So I'm actually gonna skip ahead. I want to go to some of these videos.
That's what I'm saying, Chad. This is where we're getting into the dead internet theory. Nobody believes media, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. It's like these are narratives, these are paid actors. A lot of this shit might be the Truman Show. I still think Trump got shot in the head, but not as much as I used to. I used to really think he got shot in the head. Now I'm about 50-50 with it, maybe 51-49. But yeah, this shit is the Truman Show, man. This shit is the Truman Show.
Let's start with F2 because there are others who have weighed in on this. Now, Tim Dillon, of course, is a comedian, but he does a lot of honest commentary in his comedy. With that in mind, let's take a look.
Maybe the assassination was like not something that we don't know the full story. So maybe it was staged, maybe it was faked. Maybe it was some kind of message to him, although I don't understand that because it almost, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get how close you would come. The ear, the top of the ear. But
see, when it comes to where's the scar tissue on Trump's ear, it's like Trump a billionaire. Cosmetic surgery and the way shit is right now, like that doesn't surprise me. Like, you know, Trump's real big on how he looks and shit. You know, it's certain shit, man. Like, if Trump was like 20, 25 years younger, he'd be trying to look smacks right now, bro. He'd be beating his face with the hammer and shit like clavicular. Let's be real. He's a billionaire. That shit doesn't really, you know.
I think maybe it was staged. And I think now is the time to just come out and say, some people are going to be upset by this, but we staged the assassination attempt in Butler to show people how important it is and how important it was to vote for me.
Man, the only time we'll hear some shit like that, bro, listen, the only time we would ever get a story like that, man, is when Trump is not here anymore. When Trump when Trump is not here, y'all know the people are gonna come out with memoirs and damn books and shit, and somebody might spill the bean. Man, Trump will never say no shit like that, man. What?
Own show earlier this month. And then you have the statements that Joe Kent made when he was on Tucker Carlson's podcast. If you don't remember, let's go to F3.
I mean, we still don't know what happened in Butler. We don't know what happened with Charlie Kirk. And by no means am I saying like, you know, the Israelis did this or any of that, but I'm saying there's a lot of unanswered questions there. And there is enough data to at least say that there's a good chance that President Trump feels like he is under threat. We're not allowed to ask, basically, was there any linkage between what took place with Asif Merchant, who was recruited by the Iranians to come to America to recruit proxies to kill President Trump. The FBI put a confidence.
See, that's what I mean. Even the Iranian narrative, like he's not even running with that anymore. Chat, double tap the screen, shut a live out, chat. We're 25 likes away from the next like. Go to the 3 dots, make sure the video's like. We do have memberships available. Memberships get you into the book club starting at the beginning of the month. Some cool ass emojis. I need to update the emojis, and you get access to 300 past live streams.
Human source at him. All this is public now. This is all out there in the open. And he's arrested, and then 2 days later, a sniper takes a shot at President Trump.
Yeah, but you see how you said, look at Holyfield's ear after Tyson bit it. He was a multi-millionaire. Think about it. But look at Holyfield, man. Holyfield wasn't wrapped too tight, man. You can look at some people in their eye and see they're not wrapped too tight, man. Holyfield wore that scar. You know, Trump's more, like I said, a look smaxer, man. Holyfield wouldn't give a fuck, man. I'm just being honest, man. Some people just don't care about that. Like, chat, like Elon wearing his black eye at the Oval Office. Trump wouldn't have wore the black eye at the Oval Office. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. Motherfucker black Trump eye, man, it's gonna be the AI versions of the meetings and shit going on, man. It just is what it is. Some people can go out looking damaged and beat up, some people can't.
And I'm gonna go to one more video, Cenk, just so we do our due diligence here. I wanna go to F6 because Tucker's special on this issue needs to be looked at because we were live.
You said, are y'all anti-Trump or pro-Trump? I can't speak for anybody else in here, but I don't hate anybody, but I don't trust a motherfucker either. So do with that what you will. When it comes to these politicians, it comes to Capitol Hill, it comes to these commentators and shit, I hate no one, but I trust no one either. And it just is what it is. I don't trust none of them motherfuckers. Thank you, Amber. Welcome to Plugged In. Amber, you just got access to 300 past live streams. And if you get with me in the Discord, you'll get your role and badge so you can join the book club. You also got some cool emojis. Use the emojis. What's up, Cameron?
Lied to about how Thomas Crooks had no online trail. He didn't post anywhere. He wasn't active on any social media. Nothing could be further from the truth. So if you watch it, he's going to show you the receipts. But I want to give you a little taste. F6.
In late September, we received a tip from a source. He told us he'd gained access to some of Thomas Crooks's accounts. He'd found these accounts by utilizing tools commonly used by private investigators. The key lead was Thomas Crooks's phone number. That was published in documents obtained by America First Legal. That phone number led our source to Thomas Crooks's primary email account, tmcrooks7@gmail.com. That in turn, he linked with more than a dozen other accounts. It turns out that Thomas Crooks was hardly an online ghost. He was active, and yet federal investigators lied and told us there was no trace of him online. Some of Crooks's accounts, like his Snapchat, appear to have been fully deactivated and completely taken out of use. Some of them may have been unused or cleared by federal officials during the investigation. We don't know, because the FBI wouldn't tell us. There is ample evidence to support the authenticity of these posts.
Wow.
Our source figured it out. So did we. But when we reached out directly to the FBI to ask why the Bureau hadn't shared any details from the account with the public, the FBI responded by questioning whether we could verify the authenticity of the account. We were confused by this, considering the authenticity is self-evident. And of course, the FBI would have known that since the day of the shooting.
Super suspicious, Cenk.
So point number 3 is Joe Kent, who was the National Counterterrorism Director, asked for permission to investigate leads they had on foreign connections to the shooting. Now, in that clip that you saw with Tucker Carlson, and I explored that more with Joe Kent in my interview that I did right here on the Young Turks, you could watch that. And what he said was that there was a guy who was arrested for trying to assassinate Trump in some wild plot that was connected to Iran. Now, wait a minute. If you have evidence connecting it to any foreign government, let alone Iran, why wouldn't you let the National Counterterrorism Director and the entire organization investigate that? That is super strange. So that is evidence number 3. Evidence number 4 is what Tucker just mentioned, which is, why is the FBI lying about Thomas Crooks's background?
Yeah.
Well, if he did it and he did it alone, why wouldn't they, crucify him publicly? Like, oh, here's what he did, and et cetera, et cetera.
That's what I'm saying, chat. It's because social media and technology have grown a lot faster than these government agencies have adapted to it. Before they could push off that shit, the footage was grainy. You didn't have people who were running AI algorithms to cross-reference this and check that and do the investigative journalism. Now, not only do you have one investigative journalist, you have a whole internet through multiple countries doing investigative journalism, and they're expounding on each other. It's like a compound effect. It's like Candace puts out the Candace signal, and you got 1,000 investigative journalists doing their own research independently and coming together with it. You have all of these things, and every community has different, I guess, people leading the push, but it's all going on right now. And this is something that you wouldn't see 5 years ago, 10 years ago, because of the algorithm. See, the algorithm is pushing it. The For You, what people are interested in, they're going to go sit, research, learn about, speak about in their daily lives. And I don't think these government agencies have fully adapted to that shit. And that's why they think they can push off this bullshit and pass off this bullshit without any retribution.
How awful, but yet they've said nothing about him. Not only that, they've lied about him. That is also enormously strange. Okay, now the last one. Number 5 is the photographers. Someone shepherding the photographers to just the right location. Now, normally when I see something like that, I go, really? Okay, I mean, are you sure? And there's an element of that here with the flag, which I'll tell you about. But we're gonna show you F7, the next video, because to me, this was also, I mean, this is number 5, guys, of incredibly strange things that happened. So let's watch. Okay, so this is the shoot. Now, you see that guy on that just crossed your screen on the lower level? He crosses after the shooting. He's not panicking and running away. He was very
What's up,
calm
Corey
earlier
World?
in the video. There's a long video. And he went to go get something. Now, oh, look at that. He went to go get...
I did see them wave the reporters in. They waved the reporters in to take the picture. I always thought that was weird as well. Chat, we're 11 likes away from the next like goal. Be sure to double tap the screen on your way in. Show some Southern hospitality. Show some common courtesy. We're 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. Let's hit 47,000 subs tonight, chat. Put 47K in the chat if y'all want to hit 47,000 tonight, man. Put 47K in the chat, man.
Photographers, there he is again.
Oh, no, don't put that. Don't put that. Don't put 47K. Put 47,000. Put the zeros. Put the zeros. Don't put 47K. Put it like this. 47,000. Put the 3 zeros, man. Y'all know they might get the tripping.
See, crouching down, and he's shepherding the photographers, and now you're about to see a second person that'll also come in to shepherd the photographers for just the right shot. So as soon as what happened was like the shooting happened, he was just the calmest man. And there he is, look. And here comes another woman now. Bring the photographers here. We need the exact picture. And it looks incredibly choreographed. Okay, but how do they know to choreograph it? In the middle of a shooting.
I'd be out of there,
Is your first reaction, oh, let me go get the photographers and let me bring them to just the right location where they're gonna be able to take a shot of the flag as well, and Trump holding up his fist. And I'm not at all worried about my life. And remember, guys, come here. No, not there, right here, just like we planned it. What is that? Now, some people have a theory about how the flag was lowered. I don't know if the flag was lowered, okay? I don't know, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but that's not the point. The point is, those guys that shepherded the photographers to just the right location seemed like they had a plan, right? So you can say, hey, I dismissed this one or I dismissed that. You dismiss all 5 of those incredibly strange pieces of evidence, and you've been brainwashed to believe the government always tells the truth, and you should just shut down your brain the minute government says an official position. You see what I'm saying?
I do, and all of this is strange. Let's also acknowledge how insane it would be to stage a shooting like that, assuming that, oh, you're just gonna graze the candidate.
They saying Trump on some Chris Angel shit. Chat, man, are y'all saying Trump on some Chris Angel shit, man, or what, man? We thought it was David Blaine, but it was really Chris Angel?
Candidate's ear and nothing more. I mean,
so
we don't know.
I have no idea what happened.
And our FBI director might be an alcoholic.
Okay. So
might be.
Look,
yeah.
From day one, I said, you crazy? Trump's gonna let somebody take a shot at him and barely miss? There's no chance that happened, right? So that is very, very unlikely. So how do you explain it? I don't know. By the way, if you guys don't know, in wrestling, what people do is, in the old days, they'd always be bleeding from the head, and you're like, Jesus, did they really get hit? They would roll under the mat, okay? Like they'd get hit with a chair, they'd roll under the ring, and they would cut their forehead with a razor, believe it or not. Dusty Rhodes used to do this all the time. And because you're sweating, even though it's a tiny cut, it would bleed all over their faces, right? Trump goes under the podium, comes out with a bloody ear. Okay, so I don't know, I genuinely don't know. What I do know is the official story has a lot of problems. So what in the world is the government doing? Especially because it's not like they took a shot at Biden. They theoretically took a shot at Trump. Yeah. You would think that they would be highly motivated to find out exactly what happened. Super last thing is, sorry to anyone I ever called a conspiracy theorist. Whether you're on the right and you had pizza, turns out pizza did mean kids. Okay, World Trade Center 7, the owner of the building said they imploded it on tape. On the left now, for those of you who had the conspiracy theory about Butler and this Trump shooting, sorry. Apparently you were right to question. And random ones, aliens. Oh, conspiracy theorists. Now Obama, Trump, random congressmen all saying, yeah, of course there's aliens. So none of them were conspiracy theories. They were just theories. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his.
All right, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out chat. We finna watch some of this Megyn Kelly, Russell Brand interview. They said Russell Brand said that he was sleeping with 16-year-olds when he was 30.
Kelly, welcome to the Megyn Kelly
They
Show.
said,
And what?
Chat, man, they said Russell Brand was going to Europe, man, sleeping with 16-year-olds when he was 30, man. Did y'all know that?
Show we have for you today. Russell Brand is here, and this is going to be unlike anything you.
Where is that, man? She ain't got no timestamps in this motherfucker. Damn. Oh, he got a book called How to Be a Christian in 7 Days, chat. Do you think you can be a Christian in 7 days, chat?
You've ever seen here on the MK Show. We first met several years ago on my set at NBC, where he came out, and at the time, Russell Brand joins me live here in the Red Studio. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe to this show. Liked by virtually any celebrities, and yet I found myself immersed in them. And it was so rare to have somebody come on the set and be so nice to me and like so complimentary. And I remember being.
All right, I gotta find the clip. I'm not finna watch that whole interview, bro. I got the clip somewhere. Hold on. Where's the damn clip of Russell Brand saying that shit, chat? I got the clip somewhere. Hold on. Y'all hit the like button while I pull this clip up. All right. It should be right here. Damn. I guess it's not. All right, here you go. I found the clip. Boom. I had a shorter clip, but I guess we'll watch this one. It ain't no damn 2-hour interview.
Then came all the allegations, the alleged sexual assault and rape and so blah, blah. And it first came in this UK, quote, documentary, and they use that term very loosely there and here. And I'll tell you up front, I was angry when I saw that because they did it in such a compelling way that, especially the stuff about the 16-year-old, that I was angry with you. I believed what they said, or at least believed that they.
This nigga said my do-rag is Diddy. How the fuck is my do-rag Diddy? Like, explain to me how my do-rag is Diddy. Didn't nigga Diddy have on a fucking New York Yankees hat? Like, ain't that what he famous for? What the fuck is you talking about?
There was enough smoke, there might be fire. And said to the audience at the time, you know, the conservative movement doesn't need somebody like that. Like, we love what he's saying about COVID, but if this is a guy who's sexually assaulting women and taking advantage of 16-year-olds, we need to move on without him. And felt that anger for a couple of years around you because I just thought it was so reckless and it was so wrong. And I knew that it might be false, but it seemed overwhelming, the way that they presented the evidence. And then the more I looked at it, the more I started to recognize I might not know the full story, because since then I have seen what the British government has done, what my own government has done to certain figures that it doesn't like. And I have an enormous amount of open-mindedness to you are being railroaded and attacked by people for reasons having nothing to do with actual facts, but with.
I'm not gonna lie, the narrative's kind of pretty consistent when it comes to Megyn Kelly. It's like she came out with this barely legal shit talking about 15-year-olds are barely legal. Now she's interviewing Russell Brand. He's 30 sleeping with 16-year-olds, and she's like so compassionate. I just don't get it, bro. Like, what's to Megyn Kelly, bro? What's up with her?
Your right-leaning stance on certain issues, your growing prominence as a figure in a bunch of discussions that they find very threatening. And honestly, I just reevaluated the whole thing and thought I need to be open-minded to having been wrong in my initial assessments, and I'm interested in a conversation about it all.
Thank you, Megyn Kelly, for giving me the grace to address in particular your anger, which is entirely legitimate and recognizable. And the plain fact of it is that in Europe and in the United Kingdom, where I'm from, the age of consent is 16, and I did sleep with a 16-year-old. when I was 30. But when I was 30, I was a very different person. I was a lot younger, and I was an immature 30-year-old. Consensual sex, actually, with a variety of people, when there is a strong power differential, as there is when you're a famous man that has the ability to attract women that I had at that time, I think involves exploitation. I think it is exploitative. I recognize that my sexual conduct in the past was selfish, and I did not apply enough consideration, barely any, I suppose, really, to how that sex was affecting other people. The only matter that I would contest, while acknowledging, firstly, your right to be angry as a woman who, given what I know about you and the industry you've worked in, I'm sure that you have personal reasons for feeling aggrieved towards powerful men, because in spite of occasionally men coming to the forefront of the culture, whether it's the most hideous gargoyle villains as rendered and portrayed, or the more sort of innocuous and party boy style exploiters of women, a category that I suppose I must fall into. It's plainly something that exists within our industry, and one might say culture at large. While I was transgressing lines of being a person that was sleeping with people because I had availability to not only, by the way, waitresses and strippers and fans and people, but like, you know, powerful women as well, or like powerful professional women that had gravitas and status and power, I was only really thinking of myself. And obviously I have to be careful of contempt of court, because that's a law in my country where I can't say anything publicly that might in any way influence a potential jury. But obviously, as soon as I've said I'm not guilty, what I'm in effect saying is I had consensual sex with lots of women. And
so is him and Katy Perry on the same case? I think she in trouble too, chat. Double tap the screen, show the live out, chat. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. Let's hit these like goals, chat. You know how it goes, man. Go to the top, hit the 3 dots, make sure the video's liked.
You can argue that that's not appropriate, but the age of consent is an important thing. The ability to consent is an important thing, like i.e. drunk people can't consent, mentally ill people can't consent, children can't consent. Like, consent is what's important. And what fame gave me and what my addiction fueled was opportunity for endless consent, which led me to be a hedonist and a fool and an exploiter of women. And that is wrong. And that is something that needs to be redeemed and addressed and atoned for. What I'm obviously not only querying, but violently or...
How the fuck you... Man, you on your ass is on the way to trial talking about this shit need to get atoned for it. They finna lock your ass up. And they gonna play this clip too. You talking about this shit need to be atoned for, man? Yeah, your ass finna be atoned for. I don't know if you mean in a civil case and you gonna have to pay some money or what, man. But I don't know. Your ass talking about it need to be atoned for. How? How?
Aggressively or assertively opposing is the idea that this is a judicial criminal matter where consent was overridden. Actually, what happened is consent was directed. That's what being famous and being, if I may say, forgive me, charismatic affords you, is the ability to direct consent. That doesn't mean it's right. It's actually not right. It's wrong. It's a sin. It's an expression of selfishness and false idolatry. I provided a lot of material through my foolishness and my selfishness around women that meant that when I became...
Man, I'm going to say this, though. If he got this case in the UK, man, y'all know how this shit work in America. It's finna be some people coming out saying that he fucked on them when they were underage too. Right here in America, I guarantee you. After this shit comes through, chat, once they make a determination on this, if it doesn't go in his favor, watch him come from every direction, man. Every direction. His ass in trouble.
Not a person that was celebrated by the culture as a representative of individualism, hedonism, you're the most important thing in the world. There's no essentially acting like if there is a God, you're it. That's what the culture wants you to believe. It doesn't want you to have a higher authority to which you submit, that none of us have control over, that we're not the final say on what's right and wrong. God is the final say. Now, I have a trial, so in that trial, I'll have the opportunity, as will people that feel wronged against, to achieve justice. And I have no problem in praying for absolute justice and the best possible outcome for everyone involved. And indeed, that is my prayer, Megyn, because however I look at this or carve this up, there are people that feel hurt enough to participate in this venture. Now, as to the second part of what you're saying, why did it happen when it happened? Because a documentary was made that framed my very explicit public behavior in a particular way. I believe that there is a strong connection between...
Hey, who was that got arrested around the same time Diddy did and was in trouble? Was that the Hollister people? Was that Hollister or one of those clothing lines, their CEOs or whoever founders was hiring the 15-year-old boy models and doing all kind of shit to them, man? What happened with that case? Was that Hollister, Chad? Who was that?
When it happened and what I was doing publicly. I'd moved from being acting in movies and being on TV and writing books and essentially advocating for the kind of cultural values that most people within the institutions of power and entertainment power endorse and espouse.
Oh, it was Abercrombie. Okay, yeah, my bad, Hollister. It was Abercrombie. Yeah, what happened to them? Chad, hit the like button. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal, man. Double tap the screen for me. Shut the live out.
To being quite critical of them, openly critical of the pharmaceutical industry, the British government, bureaucratic agencies that have unelected power that we often are taxed for and are funding. And in COVID, I really started to find a voice for something I'd long felt, that real power is inaccessible to ordinary people. I'd got into a lot of controversy and trouble in around 2015 when I was thinking of running for Mayor of London, when I'd said there's no point voting for anybody because whoever you vote for, you're going to get the same institutions. And boy, does that seem apposite and perspicacious now, when we have a very powerful and idiosyncratic and seemingly self-empowered individual as the leader of your country, the most powerful nation in.
Hey, never under pressure. Come in here and sit the fuck down somewhere talking about I'm promoting this shit. I'm doing a reaction to a video. The hell is you talking about, you promoting this shit? Come here and sit the fuck down somewhere, man. Let me sit your ass in the corner, man. We're gonna put you in the damn corner, bro. The fuck wrong with him? Never under pressure. Your ass was under the pressure coming here acting a motherfucking fool.
In the world, who many people believe is currently fulfilling an agenda that is not endorsed by the American public. And many people also believe is not even in the best interests of the United States of America. So if someone is powerful and...
Like, somebody needs to do a documentary, chat. Like, somebody needs to do a documentary on the life of a spammer. Like, people who just do nothing but lay in bed eating bags of fucking Lay's and drinking juicy juice and just spamming chat. Somebody needs to do a documentary. I'll watch it. I'll do a reaction to it. Just the life of a fucking spammer.
Magnetic and idiosyncratic as Donald Trump can be maneuvered by invisible institutions of deep state international power that are not beholden to the populations of the nations that they are elected to represent, then all of us are participating to some degree or another in sets of powers and interests that do not like to be challenged and are difficult to challenge. Whatever one thinks about this current conflict, one thing I pretty strongly believe is if Kamala Harris had been elected, you would still have this war with Iran in more or less the same way. And that's what's kind of disheartening.
I need to go where? Stanley says you really need to go to. I need to go to where? I know you ain't saying I need to go to, like, also as well. I need to go where, Stanley? I'm about ready to come step on your fucking grass, man. Get on my grass, Stanley. What are you talking about, man? I need to go where? Shit, your ass might need to pick up your shoes and shit.
The power is going to do what it's going to do. In fact, when you reflect even for a minute, it's ridiculous to think otherwise. Otherwise, true global power would have to pivot every 4 years to accommodate significant variation.
You said that'd be too genius. Look at Evan. Evan wanted to type and be seen and be a superstar so fucking bad, he didn't even listen to what I said. I said, go where? Because he said, you need to go to. I said, to where? And I said, I know you don't mean the other two as well. In addition to, like Tony said. This is the problem with people like this. Evan just wants to be seen. Listen, Evan, nobody fucking came in here to see you. All right, man. All right. Nobody came to see you, Otis. Sit the fuck down, Evan. Chill out, man. Enjoy the show.
depending on which political party got elected. The likes of Kissinger, players on the world stage, have always known you need 20-year, 30-year, 50-year, 100-year American projects. And it's very interesting to know that the project of the next American century included we're going to have wars with Iran, we're going to have wars with Lebanon, Iraq, North Korea, Afghanistan. You can tick all those nations off, and most people that have been paying attention have already conducted that exercise.
All right, man, we got enough of Russell Brand. He says he's was 30 years old, banging 16-year-olds, man. He's in a case. Katy Perry ass in trouble too. We can expect more to come. Let's get into the news, chat. Oh, I forgot. Brandon Buckingham did a little thing on the Kia boys, man. The Kia boys, they still stealing Kias, chat. I thought that shit was old.
Let's get details on the Iranian attacks on those 3 naval vessels. Senior Foreign Affairs correspondent Greg Palcott in Tel Aviv tonight.
A dangerous eye-for-an-eye battle in the waters off Iran. Iranian Revolutionary Guard gunboats attacking 3 cargo ships near the Strait of Hormuz.
You said we are Earthlings. We not Venetians. We not Neptunians. We not Jupiterian. Man, I don't think all y'all motherfuckers Earthlings, man. I think some of y'all bots. I think some of y'all bots. I think some of y'all AI. I don't think everybody in this room is an Earthling, chat.
Seizing 2 of them. Iran claims the vessels didn't have proper permission, part of Iran's efforts to tighten its stranglehold on the strait and respond to the seizure of 2 ships by the U.S. Navy in the Gulf near the strait and farther afield recently. Iran claims the U.S. blockade, which is hurting Tehran's economy, breaks the current ceasefire. A chief negotiator posting, a complete ceasefire only makes sense if it is not violated by the maritime blockade and the hostage-taking of the...
Okay, so there have been reports coming out today that Trump is floating the idea of a global blockade, chat. Do you think we have the resources available for to enforce a global blockade, chat? Everyone hit the like button. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. If you are not a bot, put not a bot in the chat, man. If you're a bot, just get the fuck out, bro. Just get the fuck out. If you're not a bot, put not a bot in the chat.
The world's economy. Iran is making its own maritime mischief, but says it won't talk until the Navy blockade is halted, as Washington complains of conflicting messages coming from a fractured Iranian regime.
They're a theocratic government. They're led by the supreme leader. You've got the IRGC out there, which is actually distributed because of their Mosaic defensive plan out there. We really don't know who's in charge.
Iran's leadership, too, is complaining about shifting messages from the White House. Posting in part, world sees your endless hypocritical rhetoric and contradiction between claims and action.
Take it with a grain of salt, but I think it was CBS or one of these news outlets was reporting that Iranians' military capabilities aren't as diminished as the United States is telling us. They're saying that Iran has a lot more capabilities than our government is letting on. You said Venezuela better get the drilling like a motherfucker. I mean, at this point, I think it's all working, man. It's all working. This is a completely fabricated and manipulated crises, energy crisis. This energy crisis does not have to go on. This energy crisis has been in the works. It's been planned, and I believe that they're executing it on a timely basis. It's completely fabricated. This is a controlled demolition. We're seeing consolidation. We're moving into the new world order.
An organized pro-government parade, apparent Iranian ballistic missiles. Experts say Iran retains thousands of missiles in case Iran and the U.S. go kinetic again. And in Lebanon, Hezbollah and Israel trade fire. It was their ceasefire that eased peace efforts in Iran. There are fears the truce won't be extended. Finally, in London, military leaders met to plan how to reopen and defend the Strait of Hormuz once the hostilities are over, as the Allies wait in the wings again. Brett.
Greg Palcott, live in Tel Aviv. Greg, thank you. Up senior White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich, live in the North Lawn. Good evening, Jackie.
So this is the thing. They said that Iran had a bunch of a ghost fleet get out. A lot of ships got out cutting off their trackers and sonar and using other dark tactics to get out. Now, we just had reports of hundreds of speedboats rushing across the Strait of Hormuz. So they're saying that Iran got out the oil that they were trying to get out, snuck it out, and now they're back laying the mines. So remember the mine problem we had? They were sending the sweepers in there, and they were sending the water drones in there to find the mines that were in the strait. It looked like Iran just reloaded and put the mines back out there. Amber comes through supporting the channel with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Amber, for supporting the channel. I hope you're having a great night. New members, you just got access to 300 past live streams plus a role in the Discord for the book club. Be sure to get in the Discord and join the book club starting on the 1st. You also get some cool ass emojis. Members, drop the cool ass emojis and show everybody what we got going on, man. Thank you again, Amber. Let's get back into it.
Jackie?
Good evening, Brett. The White House says President Trump's red lines have not changed, but he's in no hurry for a deal because the U.S.
Yeah, that's the thing, Elliot. You don't have to mind. What you can do is make them explode. Basically, they can make them explode. They can use the water drones to go down there and detonate them so they don't lose a lot of cargo, or they can mark them and they can have the divers go down there and I guess disengage them.
Naval blockade is doing significant harm to Iran's economy. The president telling Fox News once their oil production goes down, those wells could become inoperable.
The president has not set a firm deadline to receive an Iranian proposal, unlike some of the reporting I've seen today.
The White House denying reports that Iran has just
When did Caroline talk?
to return a response or the ceasefire will end. President Trump telling Fox's Martha McCallum, no rush. People say, I want to get it over because of the midterms. Not true. We want a good deal for the American people. Driving his decision, Iran's government in disarray, hardliners and pragmatists battling for control.
They still fear there's Mossad agents everywhere. They're not sure who's in charge. No one knows whose orders to take and accept. So to negotiate at the highest levels with the United States of America has proven very complicated for them. And that makes it hard for our side, too.
The White House says it hasn't sent negotiations sideways.
The White House and our intelligence community certainly has a good understanding. However...
Oh, hold on, Chad. We'll come back to this. Let me see. Yeah, I got to see what Caroline said on that damn press conference. Chat, double tap the screen, shut her live out. I got to see what Caroline said on this. Hold on. We'll put this in a different tab right quick. We'll put that in a different tab, and we're going to watch this damn press conference right quick. It's only 7 minutes.
Great questions, and I will answer them. Let's level set on where we are. As you all saw yesterday, President Trump announced an extension of the ceasefire. He's maintaining and generously offering a bit of flexibility to a regime who has been completely tarnished because of Operation Epic Fury. There's obviously a lot of internal division. This is a battle between the pragmatists and the hardliners in Iran right now, and the president wants a unified response. And so, as we await that response, there's a ceasefire.
What's up,
with
Hadley?
Military and kinetic strikes. But Operation Economic Fury continues, and the effective and successful naval blockade continues as well.
And that's what I'm saying. We got Operation Economic Fury. We had reports coming out that we collapsed their economy. We had reports coming out that we collapsed Venezuela's economy. Our blockades essentially collapsing Cuba's economy. I'm not gonna lie, Chad. We got economic fury going on around the world, man. America getting your business, get to putting them sanctions on your ass, get to putting blockades around your shit, man. People gonna be messed up, man. It's gonna be in a world of hurt, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little crazy when you really think about it.
Of ships and vessels that are moving to and from Iranian ports. We are completely strangling their economy through this.
Hadley, she pregnant. You talking about she gained some weight. Caroline pregnant. She been pregnant for a while.
Blockade. They're losing $500 million a day. The Karg Island is completely full. They can't move oil in and out.
What's
they
up,
can't even
Janky?
pay their own people as a result of this economic leverage that President Trump has inflicted over them. So he's satisfied with that as we await their response, and we will see. The president has not set a firm deadline to receive an Iranian proposal, unlike some of the reporting I've seen today. Ultimately, the timeline will be dictated by the commander.
See, this is the thing, Chris. When we speak about us losing the war, it's not for us to win or lose right now. militarily, we blew everything up, but what it's doing right now is it's making new alliances be created and it's making new borders be made. That's what's going on right now. All of these countries are coming to Louisiana, Texas, getting this oil right now. They're becoming more and more energy dependent. We're gonna we have what is it? The War Powers Act going on right now for coal, LNG, oil, and grid infrastructure. Trump just took all of the federal protections off the federal grounds for logging and shit. When we talking about make America great again and bringing industry back to America, this could potentially do it. It's fucked up, and we didn't think it would happen this way, but it's looking like this is the fallback plan. It's creating this completely fabricated and manipulated energy crisis. The only two countries really benefiting right now are America and Russia. Honestly, right now, the only two countries benefiting are America and Russia.
In chief and the president of the United States.
Clear then who was in charge in Iran and who the administration is even negotiating with?
Well, we obviously know who we're negotiating with because our negotiating team has sat down with those individuals in person. But obviously there's a lot of internal fraction and internal division, which again just proves the effectiveness of Operation Epic Fury in the first.
Yeah, it is putting China in a chokehold where China has to either buy more oil from Russia. They still have to build up their relationship a lot more than it is now. What else did you say? Also, China came out today and was saying the Philippines need to stay the fuck out their business when it comes to Taiwan. They said they don't want the Philippines doing exercises with the U.S. when it comes to Taiwan. And I told y'all that Taiwan's opposition leader and I believe Taiwan's leader has already went over there and spoke with Xi, and they're talking about reunification. We do have the Philippines as our proxy in that area as well. I forgot how much money we gave the Philippines last year. I think it was like $1 billion in weapons we gave the Philippines last year. We also just gave Taiwan $1 billion in weapons.
First place, their regime and many of its leaders for nearly 5 decades have been wiped off of the face of planet Earth. So again, the president's offering them a little bit of flexibility because we want to see a unified proposal to the president's very strong proposal, and he's made his red lines very clear. Again, the United States maintains control over this situation, leverage over the Iranian regime. Not only have they been significant.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Too Strong, that it's all a part of their plan. But when you have plans, especially of this scale, these are long-term plans. To get the actual trade lines and trade routes all the way solidified, it's going to take a decade, maybe 2 decades. And then you hear about China and Russia, it's BRICS, it's all part of the plan. Well, what does the U.S. have? We just watched Professor Jang talk about it yesterday. The U.S. has all of those bases around Japan, and right there, so that's a choke point. If they want to try to get, if they want to try to go to Angola, so they'll have to go to Russia. If they wanted to try to go to Angola, it's a choke point right there, so they'll have to go to Russia, and that'll be kind of the only option.
Significantly weakened and obliterated militarily, but they are losing economically and financially every single moment that passes with this blockade. So the president is going to continue to lead the free world, to run the United States of America as we await the Iranian response. John.
Thanks a lot, Caroline. 2 questions. What's the ultimate goal of this blockade? Is it indefinite? And is the ceasefire that's in place right now also indefinite?
Look, again, I'm not going to set a timetable for the president. He has not done that, and I won't. I know there's been some anonymous source.
Why you blaming Trump, Kirsten? Germany here. Thanks to Trump, I pay $2.52 a liter for gas, not a gallon, and we didn't even vote for this orange idiot. I think you got to go back to what Rubio, John Kerry, and all of these people are saying. Like they said, Bush, Biden, and Obama all kept Netanyahu at bay. Netanyahu started this, man. They said that the attack was imminent. Netanyahu was going to strike in that moment. The attack was imminent. Everybody blaming Trump, but nobody blaming Netanyahu is kind of crazy.
reporting that there was maybe a 3 to 5 day deadline. That is not true. The president has not set a deadline himself. Ultimately, he will dictate the timetable. And again, he is satisfied with the naval blockade, and he understands that Iran is in a very weak position, and the cards are in President Trump's hands right now.
On the issue of Virginia redistricting, because he weighed in this afternoon raising concerns about the results, why didn't he campaign more actively against this referendum? Why not spend time on True Social encouraging people to vote no before the vote, then raise concerns after?
That's a question that's political by nature. As you know, I'm not part of the president's political team anymore. I do sit here at the White House as a government.
You said if we blame Netanyahu, shit, Netanyahu took credit himself. Netanyahu said it was a problem that had to be dealt with. What you mean if we blame Netanyahu, we anti-Semitic? That Netanyahu already said it was a problem that had to be dealt with. Rubio came up there and said we had intelligence that Israel was gonna do it, man. Netanyahu said he was finna get it cracking. It was what it was. We can't throw the rock and hide our damn hand. Shit, it was what it was.
Employee. Look, the president has a lot on his plate, a lot on his schedule. He did host a telephone call prior to the election the night before, but he's made his position on the result of this election clear to all of us. Mary Bruce.
The president is not setting a deadline with this ceasefire right now, but this war has already gone on longer than he said it would initially. How long should Americans be prepared for this war to go on?
Well, look, I think President Trump ultimately will dictate the timeline, and he will do so when he feels is in the best interest of the United States and the American people.
Caroline.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you very much. So in the same day, the president said that he doesn't want to extend the ceasefire and the bombs would start falling after the end of the ceasefire. And unilaterally, he declared that the ceasefire
Aaron Russell says, you high, you bored.
Would be extended indefinitely. Iranian state media are openly mocking the President of the United States and saying we didn't even request the extension of the ceasefire. What's the response from the President of the United States?
Look at that. Love says diesel got up to $8 a gallon in California. What can you do there? 200-gallon tanks, man. You at 1,600 before you even pull off the fucking lot, man. You at 1,600 before you even leave with the load. A blowout, that's another $400. That's $2,000 a trip. How much can the load pay you? Even in California, how much can the load pay you at $8 a gallon for diesel? Man, I be parking that motherfucker, man. Only corporations can survive that. And you wonder why Elon's testing these long-range driverless diesels and shit, man. You wonder why he's testing these long-range driverless diesels. Man, $8 a gallon, park that motherfucker. Park that motherfucker. It ain't nothing else you can do, really.
Response is you guys all see a lot of different messaging coming out of Iran, a lot of different rhetoric and language from them. I would caution you to take anything that they say at face value. What we've seen is that what they say publicly is much different than what they concede to the United States and our negotiating team privately. I've said that repeatedly to all of you in the news media, and you should take our word for it.
Another topic, there's been some reporting about a possible bailout for Spirit Airlines. Can you update us on those talks, and why does the administration think it's a good investment to buy into a bankrupt airline?
Well, I understand the airline is bankrupt because
that's the thing, chat. We've been saying this for 2 years, man. The chickens are coming home to roost. We've been Americans. We've been living like kings, fat and happy. Has everything always been cookies and cream? Hell fucking no. But shit's about to get real. Shit's getting real right here, right now. We've been getting fat and happy. These other countries have already seen their currency deflated. These other countries have already ripped the Band-Aid off the commercial real estate bubbles that they've had, man. And shit, the chickens are coming home to roost, man. Shit's fucked up right now.
the previous administration blocked the merger, which was probably not a wise move. Obviously, this is something the Commerce Department and the President are tracking. I don't have any updates or announcements, but the aviation industry is...
Look at this. Hold on, man.
very important to this president and this White House. Millions of Americans depend on it. We want to see the best possible outcome, but I don't have any announcements to make.
Thank you so much, Caroline. So, how long is the president willing to wait for the Iranians to come to the table? And does he trust the Iranians to come to the table?
Again, I've now been asked this question a few different times, a few different ways. I'm not going to set a deadline.
Caroline, a lot of the negotiations, or it seems public statements that we've seen from the president come on True Social and the Iranians on X, a lot of back and forth there.
Sandra said, bye, you got a foul mouth. Love P. Trump. Good night, Sandra Prater. I hope you sleep tight. I hope it's not a little draft in there. Bundle up, girl. We'll see you on the next one. Fuck you mean? Good night. Good night. Yeah.
The president's True Social posts throughout the day ahead of these negotiations have a negative impact on negotiations?
I think, look at where we are right now. The president chose to extend the ceasefire because it's Iran who needs to get their act together. The United States.
That's what gets me, chat. Trump said Israel Netanyahu doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. He just said that Tim Cook was kissing his ass. He said the crown prince of the UAE was kissing his ass. He said he liked to grab women by the pussy. But you come in here and tell me I have a foul mouth and you love President Trump.
States and President Trump have been very clear in our demands and our red lines and what we need to see in the best interest of the American people and our country and our allies from the very beginning. So the short answer to your question is no.
Does the White House have an understanding at this point of who inside of Iran will have the final sign-off on a deal?
The White House and our intelligence community certainly has a good understanding. However, we want to see a unified response and a unified proposal. To the previous question's point, you see a lot of different messaging on social media from many people within the regime, and a lot of that public nonsense is not what we hear from them privately. But again, we want a unified response, and that's what the president is awaiting. Again, I'll leave our intelligence community and the president to decide. Nick, go ahead.
Thank you, Caroline. Does the White House have a response to the DOJ's indictment of the SPLC, as well as the allegations that it was, donated funds were used to actually fund the very hate groups and racist groups that it denounced?
Yeah, I saw the indictment yesterday. I saw the acting attorney general and FBI director do a press conference on it. It was quite shocking to me to learn of the egregious violations of the law.
What's up, Brick in the Wall?
Law Center was committing, and I think that's a
What's
story
up,
that should be on
Abba?
the front page of every newspaper in this country because they've obviously been duping.
Hey, we got the OGs in the building tonight, and we got some newcomers and first-timers, man. Everybody drop how long you've been a part of this channel, man. We got a community over here. I want to see how long y'all been a part of this community. Let me know how long y'all been a part of this shit, man. What's up, Abba? What's up, you Love and Aaron coming in here? What's up, Mr. Darcy? We deep in here tonight, man.
Their supporters and the American taxpayers for far too long. It's a criminal organization, clearly, and that's not our DOJ saying that or Todd Blanche saying that. That's a grand jury.
Welcome, M. Baker. All right, Caroline got up out of there. She's only did like a little 8-minute presser, but we're gonna get back into the actual news covering this war in Iran. I just wanted to watch their full presser because they were referencing in this clip. Everyone hit the like button, chat. I see some of y'all been here 5 minutes, some of y'all been here since day one.
Not sure who's in charge. No one knows whose orders to take and accept. So to negotiate at the highest levels with the United States of America has proven very complicated for them. And that makes it hard for our side, too.
The White House says it hasn't sent negotiations sideways.
The White House and our intelligence community certainly has a good understanding. However, we want to see a unified response. You see a lot of different messaging on social media from many people within.
H-Buster, what you mean you been subscribed to me for a couple of months? It ain't no way, H-Buster. The time flies, man. It's no way you've been subscribed to me for a couple of months and you got a mod wrench already. H-Buster, you must have took somebody else's name, man. Chat, it ain't no way H-Buster only been here 2 months. H-Buster had to be here at least 6-7 months, bro. What are you talking about?
the regime, and a lot of that public nonsense is not what we hear from them privately.
The U.S. interest now is choking off Iran's oil supply. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent posting, in a matter of days, Karg Island storage will be full and the fragile Iranian oil wells will be shut in. Constraining Iran's maritime trade directly targets the regime's primary revenue lifelines. On Capitol Hill, Democrats challenging that theory, citing the administration's decisions to issue sanctions waivers.
Do you disagree that Iran has received significant additional revenue from their sales of oil because of sanctions relief?
I couldn't disagree more.
Okay. Do you disagree that Russia has received significant additional revenue from the sanctions relief?
I couldn't disagree more.
For now, the blockade will stay and potentially expand. Senator Lindsey Graham posting after a talk with President Trump and Secretary Hegseth, quote, I not only expect this blockade to stay in place until Iran shows a commitment to change their ways, I expect the blockade will be growing and that it could become global.
That's the thing. I'm not saying that we can't, but how extended will our military be trying to enforce a global blockade? How extended will our military be trying to enforce a global blockade?
Soon. Officials here are pointing to one positive sign.
See, I don't know how to see how long y'all been subscribed. I'm gonna be honest. What I do is I remember names and faces. So if you come in here and you saying what's up, plug, what's up, chat, and my mods and shit know you, hey, you a part of this shit. I'm gonna remember you. I'm from the South. You know, I remember names and faces, all of that shit.
Saying the 8 female protesters.
I might forget your birthday though, Chad. I might forget your birthday, but names and faces, I'm gonna remember that shit.
President Trump implored Iran not to execute will be spared. He told Martha McCallum 4 of them will be freed. The other 4 will be held for another month in a show of respect for him. Iranian state media called the story a fabrication, also denying that these women would have faced death threat.
Jackie, another breaking story tonight, a shakeup at the Pentagon, another one, the Navy Secretary departing his post. What do we
What's
know?
up, Delphine?
Yeah, the Pentagon spokesman just announced Navy Secretary John Fillon.
Yes, I want to know why John Fillon left. The Navy Secretary stepped down today, Chad. Have we ever seen an administration? Now, Chad, y'all know I'm not as seasoned as some of y'all. I'm not as seasoned as some of y'all in here. But have y'all seen this many high-ranking military officials be fired and step down in 1 year's time? Have y'all seen this before? Some of the more seasoned people, have y'all seen this before? Step down and fired. Happy birthday, whoever birthday it is. OG Pal, it's your birthday? Oh, shit. Cut the tape, man. Cut the tape, man. It's OG Pal birthday, man. Everybody tell OG Pal happy birthday, man. Hey, listen, we gonna cut the tape for this shit. Tell OG Pal happy birthday, man. Another year, man. OG, he was around before I started the channel. He was around before I started the channel. OG knew me before this channel, man. Stop the tape, man. Tell OG Pal happy birthday. What the hell is going on, man? Show some hospitality in here, man.
Is departing the administration effective immediately, saying, quote, we wish him well in his future endeavors. It was not immediately clear from this post if he resigned or was fired, but Fox News has learned in the last few moments that he was fired. He had a very close relationship, apparently, with Donald Trump Jr.
Okay, so he was fired. So they saying he stepped down. I thought he stepped down, but they're saying he was fired. I wonder why he was fired.
And just hosted a bridal shower for his fiancée this past weekend in Palm Beach. Fillon was confirmed by the Senate just over a year ago. Undersecretary Hung Kao is to assume the role of acting secretary. This marks the 34th military officer that Secretary Hegseth has fired since taking over the agency, Brett.
Yeah, John Fallon, at Navy Secretary there. And we'll try to get some more details. Jackie, thank you.
So we'll talk about that in just a moment. As I mentioned, I asked him about the attack by Iran and the seizure of 2 out of the 3 container ships in the Strait that they confronted. His primary concern was that these are not U.S. ships, which obviously would take it to a very different level. But he is clearly keeping a very close eye on Iran's actions in the Strait right now.
So, Hung Kao, he was born in 71, politician, former military officer, served the 35th United States Secretary of the Navy since 2025. Oh, served as the 35th Undersecretary of the Navy since 2025. He served from 89 to 2021. That's a lot. That's a long time, bro. Like, dang. That's a long time. He's a Vietnamese refugee. He's 54 years old.
Retired Vice Admiral John Miller on how these attacks could happen when the United States has such a strong presence in the region right now. First to Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin with more on these developments.
What's up, Gito?
Hi, Martha. Well, early this morning, an Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps gunboat fired at the Liberian-flagged Greek-owned container ship 15 nautical miles northeast of Oman, causing heavy damage to the bridge. 3 hours later, UK MTO, a trusted British ship tracking group, reported a second incident, this time 8 nautical miles west of Iran, where the Euphoria, a Panama-flagged container vessel, was attacked just off Iran's coast. Iran says it is now stranded in Iranian waters, and the MSC Francesca, a box ship owned by the Geneva-based Mediterranean Shipping Company, came under attack while waiting to sail into the Gulf of Oman and was then escorted by the IRGC Navy into Iranian waters. Last night, the Iranian regime paraded ballistic missiles.
How they escorting ships and shit if they Navy was destroyed, man? How the fuck is they escorting tankers and cargo ships if they don't have a Navy, man? What are we talking about?
Through the streets of various cities across Iran, showing off some of its remaining arsenal. In a House Armed Services Subcommittee hearing last week, the director...
Hey, that's some big shit right there. Talking about showing off their remaining arsenal. I'm not gonna lie, Chad. Listen, bro. When I was talking earlier about some shit that'll take down Godzilla and King Kong, I wasn't even talking about no shit like that, but that for sure will take out Godzilla and King Kong. Man, listen. If King Kong get hit by that shit, Godzilla get hit by that shit, bro, we're gonna have some stew in the morning. I'm telling you, bro.
Director of the Pentagon's Defense Intelligence Agency warned of Iran's remaining capabilities.
Despite significant degradation of Iranian military capabilities through coalition strikes during Operation Epic Fury, Tehran retains thousands of missiles and one-way attack UAVs capable of threatening U.S. and partner forces throughout the region.
A new analysis by the Center for Strategic and International Studies warns that during 7 weeks of war against Iran, the U.S. military has depleted 45% of its precision strike missiles and half of its inventory of THAAD and Patriot missiles needed to intercept ballistic missiles. Today in London, military...
Oh, you said Japan? Oh, yeah. They said Japan are now exporting weapons. Japan has started exporting weapons for the first time in decades now. You heard that they have new what did they roll out a couple months ago? The drone submarines. Yeah, they have the drone submarines that's supposed to be top class that they rolled out a couple months ago. Now they announced that they're going to be exporting weapons for the first time in decades.
Military planners from over 30 countries, but not the U.S., Israel, or Iran, will hold two-day talks on how to keep the strait open. Martha?
Okay, Jennifer, thank you very much. With that, we bring in retired Navy Vice Admiral John Miller. He served as commander of the U.S. Naval Forces Central Command. He's now a fellow with the Jewish Institute for the National Security of America. Admiral Miller, thank you very much for joining us today.
I'm not gonna lie, Admiral Miller, that's a fat ass tie. That's a fat ass tie, man. That tie is like extra wide, Chad. Like, I don't know. That tie just seems a little too wide. It's like damn near taking up the whole, I don't know.
So I guess the first question is clearly your reaction and your thoughts on these two seizures of ships by Iran. It sounds like they then corralled them into Iranian water and are holding them there, and an attack on a third ship.
Well, Martha, thanks for having me. I think it's very interesting that the president indicated that he wanted to extend the ceasefire ostensibly because we think that there's some benefit for further negotiation, and the Iranian regime response to that is to attack civilian merchant shipping traveling in the Strait of Hormuz.
I'm pretty sure they did get the sailors food. Trump said something yesterday about we've used this ceasefire time to resupply. So I'm pretty sure the sailors did get food, Southern.
Those ships, as I understand it, had permission from Iran to make that transit. They were transiting along the route that Iran recommends. And so I think we learned two things. One is that the blockade has them out of sorts to a certain extent. And the other one is that it's not clear if the regime is able to coordinate and discuss things between the civilian diplomats that are in charge of the negotiations and the IRGC, which has really been in charge of Iran since the beginning of the conflict.
See, this is the thing. We keep saying that America lost. Trump just can't admit it. It's a lot of different objectives here. Now we have Operation Economic Fury going on. So right now, this economic war can go on for a long time. When it comes to these blockades, Trump's floating the global blockade. When it comes to food crises, energy crises, when it comes to currencies rising and falling, this can go on for a while. This can go on for a while.
Yeah, we've heard the IRGC make disparaging comments about Araghchi, the foreign minister. They sort of slammed him on social media as an idiot. You know, when I spoke with the president about this, he said he does expect that Araghchi will continue to be part of these negotiations. But as you say, it's pretty clear that in this situation, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. So how difficult does that make the next steps for the United States?
You said we can't afford this war. Hannibal, you've been rocking with me for a minute, Hannibal. You know I get you know what I'm saying? I get in my cup right quick, Hannibal. And no, when I say I'm in the kitchen chat, y'all know what I'm cooking, man. It's shit hard, man. Listen, we're talking about we can't afford this war. Trump just asked for $1.5 trillion in the defense budget. What happened almost immediately after? They just really confirmed it. He's been asking or floating on 1.5, but yesterday they really started pushing him asking for that 1.5 in the Pentagon. Today, what does he do? Release all of the federal protections for those lands. Trump said this shit last year. We're sitting on $150 trillion worth of natural resources, and Trump about to go get that shit. We got the fucking money for it. It's just that money's been protected, and Trump don't give a fuck about none of that. Fuck the forest land. Fuck the polar bears. Fuck all the endangered species, man. I'm telling you, man. This shit is crazy.
Well, it certainly seems like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. What we don't know is if that's the public face of things that the regime would really like us to have and to see and to conclude, or if
he talking about mad pushing crack. Man, see, you didn't get the analogy, man. I'm telling you that I'm hard body at this shit, what I do, man. We called this. We've been over here talking about this, covering this every night. That's where the money's going to come from. That's why I told y'all Trump is going to run this national debt to $50 trillion. Doesn't give a fuck. Because at this point, it's not even an unfunded liability. He's already released the federal protections. He's opened this shit up to logging. They talking about the polar bears about to be right back in danger because they finna start drilling again in Australia, man. This shit is not even an unfunded liability anymore. They backing this shit with the federal lands and minerals and resources. Shit going on.
if in fact they really are having difficulty understanding what the two sides or two different factions are doing. Certainly there's a little bit or some amount of fragmentation within the government in terms of how they're going to move forward in Iran with the negotiations and with further hostilities. And so I think it's just very important for us to be very clear, not to listen to what the regime says, but to watch what they do. And then to negotiate and then conduct our kinetic activity, if necessary, accordingly.
You know, we saw this demonstration of missiles going through the...
Oh, I said Australia. I meant Alaska. You know what the fuck I meant. I meant Alaska. Y'all know I didn't mean Australia.
Streets in Iran. Obviously, they're trying to demonstrate to their own people that they still have plenty of missiles left. These were gunboat attacks, and we know that some of their smaller ships, some of their smaller boats are kind of nimble and capable of carrying these out. How does the U.S. blockade?
Man, y'all know what the hell I meant, man. Come on, bro. Chill out, bro. Chill out. Y'all not gonna do me like this. Y'all knew what the fuck I meant, man. The federal protections in Alaska, the polar bears in Alaska, man. Y'all know what the fuck I meant, man. Don't do me like that, bro. Don't do me like that, Chad.
Prevent further seizures of Iranian ships, or is that not their role?
That isn't the role of the blockade. It's not what they're trying to do, not really what they're capable of doing. So the role of the blockade is to keep ships that are inbound to Iranian ports from getting there, and to get ships that are outbound from Iranian ports to keep them from getting out of the Gulf of Oman. So I think thus far that has been a largely effective exercise.
Right, yeah, and Karen is right. Africa. Remember, Trump went in and cut the deal with Africa, and he said in the interview, this is not a direct quote, but something along the lines, oh yeah, we got the mineral deals done in Africa. It's gonna make us really rich. Oh, it's gonna make them really rich too. He switched it up. So what they're gonna do, in my opinion, is they're gonna open up our federal lands, and then when people get to bitching and complaining about the polar bears in Alaska, and they get to bitching about the coyotes or whatever the hell's going on in middle America, all of these federal lands, Trump's gonna be like, well, look, we're gonna have this there just so we can have this shit funded, and it's not an unfunded liability, but we're actually gonna use the minerals that we're pillaging from Africa and these other countries, man. I'm telling y'all, chat, this shit's going on. We watching it in our face. This all my opinion.
But they're not enforcing the entire strait. And so if we want the IRGC to be either unwilling or unable to conduct these operations in the strait with their small boats, we're either going to have to negotiate that, which doesn't seem likely, or we're going to have to start taking action against those small boats.
And how would we do that?
Well, we have experience conducting those kind of attacks, so certainly we have a lot of surveillance assets available to us.
And that's another thing. We got to talk about it. I wish Miss VR was here. But why are we opening up these federal lands? I just told y'all about, the balance sheet, the debt, but we also did what? Our trade agreement with Canada is shit. Mark Carney's moving towards China right now. Where were we getting a lot of our lumber? We were getting a lot of our lumber from Canada. What did Trump say back then? We don't need Canada for the lumber. We got enough lumber. It's just federally protected. I told y'all then, Trump's about to move those federal fucking protection. Everybody was like, no, he's not. He can't do that. Hey, man, we're here now. We're here now. He opened it up. Now the logging companies are about to run through that bitch. Logging companies about to run through that. Y'all talking about y'all want cheaper housing, more affordable. Man, the logging companies about to run through that bitch.
We have a tremendous advantage in terms of air power, and so we don't have to rely on the ships that are part of the blockade to take out these small boats. We can use air power to take out these small boats.
So the EU and European nations are getting together and meeting about how to keep the strait a free and open waterway, although they were not at all helpful when the president asked for them to be helpful during the initial stages of this. But now they're meeting and trying to figure out how they're going to do.
That's what I'm saying, man. Listen, man. Trump is probably the least tree-hugging president we've ever had, man. Listen, man. Biden probably go take pictures with some damn penguins and whatever. Fuck. Obama might have been out there. Man, listen. I don't even think Trump like animals, man. I don't even think Trump like animals, man. Man, Trump like, fuck all that, man. Y'all talking about we got logs over there. We got all these natural resources, land. We talking about these cities are too congested, man. Open all that shit up, man. What you talking about animals and trees and shit, man? My name is Bulletproof Trump, man. What do you mean?
Do this. And it just raises the question of, would a larger presence of allies in this area prevent these kind of attacks from going on? Because it appears that if Iran thinks that it's, can seize a couple of ships every week or every few days or attack a ship here and there, they're going to.
And I'm telling y'all, chat, this shit's not going nowhere. Trump enacted war powers. Told y'all, it's oil, LNG, gas, and grid infrastructure. Man, they're about to justify all of that federal land with grid infrastructure, man. That's going to be a blanket term, man. Oh, you're mad about us knocking down these fucking trees? Grid infrastructure. Oh, you're mad about that pipeline that's going to cut through those native land? Grid infrastructure. Oh, you're upset those polar bears aren't going to have anywhere to go when we start drilling this? Man, grid infrastructure and oil. Man, I don't give a fuck about that shit.
To lower the traffic in the strait without a huge, without a huge exertion on their part. It can be these sporadic attacks that might chill trade in the area.
Well, Iran gets pressure from the blockade because it puts economic pressure on the regime, but they're also getting pressure from other countries, and they're getting pressure, I think, from China now, who doesn't rely just on Iranian oil, although they like to have that discounted oil that they've been getting. But they get about 60% of all of their oil into China comes from the Gulf. And so the fact that the other Gulf countries can't export has an impact in China. It has an impact on the global economy. So that pressure is going to be very helpful, I think, in the future. And coalition partners would certainly be welcome.
Admiral Miller, thank you very much. Good to have you here, sir. So more now on the interview that I did.
I don't own any Chevron, Aaron. If you want to donate me some, you can. But I'm totally degenerate. I'm pretty much only in crypto. I'm just gonna be honest with you, Chad. I'm totally degenerate when it comes to investing. I'm pretty much all in crypto and collectibles, man. Crypto and collectibles, man.
Did earlier on the phone with President Trump about 90 minutes ago.
A little
he
silver.
Said then that there is no time pressure on this ceasefire extension. That the 3 to 5 day window that has been reported is, quote, not true. He says he's not in a rush and that he wants the best deal. He added that the U.S. military blockade, quote, scares the Iranians more than the bombing, and also said that he personally asked Iran not.
See, y'all laughing and running the fuck up out of here, man. But when I get to talking that real shit, everybody get the, plug doom and gloom and shit. Because a lot of y'all are in these funds. A lot of y'all going in, putting that money in, working your ass off, and putting that money up into these funds. And what are these funds? Private equity. What does private equity hold? Commercial real estate. What is commercial real estate? Fucked. Totally fabricated and manipulated, man. Totally overvalued. The pandemic killed it. So while y'all talking about me, ha, running up out of here, man, you might want to check how much commercial real estate you got in that portfolio. Shit.
To execute 8 women who were scheduled for hanging, and they were charged with protesting in January. 2 of these women are 16 years old, according to the reports on them. He shared this image on social media yesterday.
Angelina said, I'm trying to listen, but you cuss more than you say anything else. I'm sorry, Angelina. Put the kids up. This a nighttime show. That's why I go live at 10 p.m. Central Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, man. It's a nighttime show. Put the kids up. It's raw. It's real. It's uncut. I might cuss too much. I'm not too good for constructive criticism. I'm not perfect. Bear with me. It'll get better.
He says that Iran listened to that request, and he called that a good sign and a good move on their part. Iran reportedly denies that these women were going to be executed. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt joins me now. Caroline, great to have you with us. Welcome this afternoon. I'm curious if this signals that these human rights issues and the hangings and the executions will be part of a deal that is discussed when they do return to negotiations in the coming days or weeks or however long it takes.
Well, first of all, Martha, only President Trump could save the lives of these 8 beautiful Iranian women.
Do I think the RGC will cut the cables if pressed? Yes, Shirley, yes. I don't think anything's off the table for either side. I don't think anything's off the table for America in regards to what's going to go on in the Middle East, and I don't think anything's off the table for Iran on what's going to go on in the Middle East. I think that this shit could go all the way. It could go all the way. I don't think anything's off the table.
who he has received direct word from the Iranian regime, or what's left of it, that their lives are going to be spared. And that comes as a result of President Trump asking them directly not to kill these young, beautiful women who certainly deserve a chance to continue living their lives freely and peacefully. And now that will happen thanks to President Trump, because he's a humanitarian at heart. I understand this news story about the scheduled execution of these women came across the president.
So yeah, Chad, they said that this was AI people, man. They said these people weren't even real. I don't know how true that is. We'll see what Caroline's saying.
President's desk, and again, he made that direct plea, and the Iranians have answered and have agreed not to execute them. As far as the formal negotiations, humanitarian issues are of a great concern to this president, but with respect to the negotiations that are ongoing, he's made his red lines very clear. Iran could never obtain a nuclear bomb to threaten the United States and our allies, and they must turn over the enriched uranium that's in their possession. While it is very far into the ground, thanks to the success of Operation Midnight Hammer, it's important to the president that they hand that enriched uranium over. He's made that quite clear to them. And now we're waiting to hear back from the Iranian regime. The fact that they cannot send a unified message yet, which is why the president decided to extend the ceasefire, just shows how effective Operation Epic Fury truly was, because there's a lot of internal division over there. The president understands that, and so we await their response.
Yeah, they had one leader, one Ayatollah for 37 years, who seemed to be able to keep a bit of a lid on all of these disparate groups, but that is sort of an open can of worms after his death in that operation on February 28th. So we'll see if they can get their act together and get back to the table here. I want to ask you about these ships that Iran seized. We're continuing to get reporting on this. Does the seizure of 2 ships, as we said,
Iran said they putting shit on the balance sheet, man. They said United States ain't the only pirates, man. Hey, they adding shit to the balance sheet.
they were Greek and Mediterranean owned ships with cargo on them. And the reports are that Iran basically seized them and then moved them into Iranian waters. We don't know what's going to happen to these crews. We're not sure where all of this is going.
What's up, Corey?
Do that as a violation of the ceasefire?
No, because these were not U.S. ships. These were not Israeli ships. These were 2 international vessels. And for the American media, who is sort of blowing this out of proportion to discredit the president's facts that he has completely obliterated Iran's conventional navy, these 2 ships were taken by speedy gunboats. Iran has gone from having the most lethal navy in the Middle East to now acting.
I'm going to say this, chat. New borders are being created. New alliances are being made. Did y'all hear about Israel trying to put that buffer zone over the gas reserves, the $40 billion in gas that Lebanon has? That's crazy, man. New borders are being made. If we're talking about a one world government, chat, it doesn't go from many nations to one like that. It's going to be a consolidation period. Right now, we're in consolidation. Right now, we are in consolidation.
Like a bunch of pirates. They don't have control over the strait. This is piracy.
And you know, hindsight is 20/20. When you're looking back in history, 100 years doesn't seem like a long time. So right now, it might take 20 years, it might take 50 years, but they'll look back at this moment in time as a focal point of consolidation into the new world order
that we are seeing on display. And the naval blockade that the United States has imposed continues to be incredibly effective. And to be clear, the blockade is on ships going to and from Iranian ports. And the point of this is the economic leverage that we maintain over Iran now. While there's a ceasefire with respect to the military and kinetic strikes, Operation Economic Fury continues. And the crux of that is this naval blockade. We are choking their economy. We are strangling their main source of revenue. They can't pay their own people. They're losing $500 million every single day. Karg Island is completely full of oil because they can't transport it to and from. So the president, the cards are in his hands. The United States maintains control over the situation. He has all of the leverage. And again, that's why he's maintained a little bit of flexibility with the extension of the ceasefire as we await a unified response from the Iranians to the president's very clear proposal.
So if Iran Iran continues to use these small fast boats, which we know they still have, and obviously we've seen their ships that were sunk to the bottom of the ocean, and so their regular navy is decimated. So can there be a possibility that the president would authorize the U.S. Navy to take out these little fast boats the way that he has off the coast of Venezuela?
Well, the U.S. Navy certainly could. We've shown that we have that potential with the drug boat strikes that the president has authorized in the Caribbean Sea off the coast of Venezuela. As you pointed out, Martha, he has many options at his disposal as commander-in-chief. But again, these are...
A blockade is not piracy necessarily, but a blockade can turn into piracy. Hadley, a blockade can very quickly turn into piracy.
Two boats in grave comparison to the more than 160 naval vessels that the United States has sunk. We've sunk more than 16 of their naval vessel classes of Iranian warships.
Oh, and you said, why can't we look back to pre-1940? I mean, you can look back to whatever time period, but right now is where you see countries actually taking a stand, restricting their airspace to the United States of America, cutting defense contracts with Israel, just going through different means because of this energy crisis. Now they're having to open up new channels and making. That's why I say this will be a moment, a pivotal moment when you look into the consolidation of the new world.
I mean, their traditional and conventional navy has been completely destroyed. They were the most lethal navy in the Middle East, and again, now they sit at the bottom of the ocean as the United States Navy is stronger than ever. So yes, the commander-in-chief has a number of options at his disposal, but right now the blockade continues to be massively effective in inflicting maximum leverage and economic pressure on the regime right now.
You know, we've heard Caroline, the president, say that he's basically disgusted with the lack of participation from our allies in Europe. Lindsey Graham just posted, I think the president's decision to leave the blockade in place is very smart. I expect the blockade will be growing and that it could become global soon. To those assisting or thinking about assisting the Iranian regime in distributing its oil, which provides resources for terrorism, you do so at your own peril. Is there any plan that the Europeans who are meeting now are going to join this blockade?
Well,
Hadley said if they're blocking the oil tankers, are they stealing the oil? Possibly, yes. If they try to move, they're not stealing the oil until they try to leave. If you try to leave, hey, that shit confiscated. So that's why I said a blockade is not necessarily piracy, but it can quickly turn into piracy. Like, hey, you move too much, man, we gonna take that shit. It is what it is. On both sides. We seen Iran just took some boats too.
We'll see. We hear a lot of talk from the Europeans. Unfortunately, we don't see enough action as far as President Trump is concerned.
What's up, Texas?
In his view, he tested NATO and they failed. They failed to come to the defense and to join forces with the United States as the president engaged in this very bold and courageous operation to take out the #1 state sponsor of terrorism in this world, the Iranian regime. And again,
this is the thing. You say that I love boomer propaganda, but have you not been paying attention over the last, we'll just go with the last year. Trump put the Trump doctrine, Dunroe doctrine, whatever you want to call it, Monroe Doctrine 2.0. Wanted the Panama Canal, wanted to control the Caribbean, and wanted Greenland. So what did he do? He made those threats on Greenland and to the point that Denmark was ready to blow up the blow up the runways so we couldn't land. Greenland's still on the table. We have the blockade outside of Cuba right now. When we spoke about the Caribbean, I said Cuba will probably be first. It's recorded. You can go look. And he talked about the Panama Canal being sold for $1. We see that shit going on, man. We see Taiwan trying to be reunified with China. We see Israel pushing through with their Greater Israel Project, occupying parts of southern Lebanon right now. We see Russia pushing into Ukraine, trying to take it. That's what I mean. New borders are being created alongside new alliances being made. I just don't understand how y'all don't see it. I'm watching this shit. It's not. You said I'm repeating boomer propaganda. No, I'm watching this shit. Regardless of what you call it, this is my take. This is what I've been covering over the last year. If it's boomer prop, maybe it's just fucking true. Maybe it's what's going on. How is it propaganda when we're watching this shit go on?
Again, through Operation Epic Fury, the United States on its own, of course with the help of our great partner and friend Israel, but on its own, irrespective of the European nations and our NATO allies, has completely degraded Iran's military. We have completely confused and obliterated their regime. They are in a very weak position thanks to the actions taken by President Trump and our great United States Armed Forces. And so we will continue this important mission on our own. And again, we've seen a lot of talk, but very little action. And the president is well aware of that.
Just one quick one. This is the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, saying that they're not aware of any work or coordination between the U.S. and Mexico on this operation where 2 CIA agents were killed in a car accident. We're still waiting for details of exactly what happened to them. But I heard Dan Hoffman, who was a former Moscow CIA station chief just in the last hour, saying that he really would have appreciated it if the president of Mexico had thanked them for their service and expressed sympathy for the loss of those CIA agents. We talked a little bit about this earlier with the president. You know, he seems to be very unhappy with the president of Mexico right now based on all that.
Chat, everyone hit the like button, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal, and we're 20 subscribers away from the next sub goal. If you are a first timer in here, say first timer, and my mods will make you feel welcome. I'll try to give you a shout out as well. Aaron, I see you going back and forth. I'm not finna keep arguing with you, Aaron. Call it what you want, man. It is what it is.
Can you expand on that?
Sure. I think the president would agree that some sympathy from Claudia Sheinbaum would be well worth it for the 2 American lives that were lost, considering all that the United States of America is doing currently under this president to stop the scourge of drug trafficking through Mexico to the United States.
What's up, Laura Rand and that's all? What's up, Shaz? Hope y'all all subscribe. What's up, Douglas and Corey? Hope y'all subscribe.
And we have seen some cooperation from President Sheinbaum. I think the president always wants to see more cooperation when what we are doing is not only a benefit to the American people,
What's up, RB in
but to her
Texas?
people as well, to crack down on these cartels and to remove, again, the scourge of drug and human trafficking that has flowed through Mexico for far too long and has taken far too many Americans.
Hey, chat. This the last time I'm gonna address Aaron before we go put him in the corner, man. Aaron, you're disrupting class right now, and we're about to put your ass in the corner, man. You about ready for a timeout. Final warning, Aaron. Aaron says, I'm gonna read this chat because it's the last one I'm gonna read. Aaron says, Plug loves fake news, YouTube TV. And Aaron, you fucking love me. You in here every night just riding the chat, bro. You're in here every night for hours on hours you in this bitch every night. So you love me, Aaron. Just say you love me. Drop some hearts in the comments for me, Aaron. I want some hearts in the comments. Just say you love me, dude.
American lives.
Yeah. To quote him from earlier, he said Mexico is lost and the United States is Mexico's only hope. And we mourn the loss of these lives of these very brave CIA agents in Mexico in this operation as well. Caroline, thank you very much. Always good to see you. Thanks for joining me this afternoon.
Thanks, Martha. Thank you.
All right, we are approaching the top of the new hour here, and right now a potential olive branch from Iran. President Trump announcing 8 female protesters set to be executed by the regime will no longer be killed, and half of them are being released from prison immediately, we are told.
So, chat, it's a theory going around that these are AI-generated pictures of women. Do y'all think these are actual prisoners, or do you think this is AI, chat? These women that Trump's saying are not going to be hanged but are going to be freed. Are these real women, or do you think that this is a complete fabrication?
This is a new hour of America Reports. The news is moving fast. The president out with that Truth Social just a couple of minutes ago. I'm Sandra Smith in New York. John, good to be with you.
News certainly is moving fast, Sandra, and that is very good news as well. I'm John Roberts in Washington. The president also signaling new momentum on diplomacy, saying another round of talks could happen within 36 to 72 hours.
But Tehran is pushing back. The Iranian president moments ago posting a breach of commitments, blockade, and threats are main obstacles to genuine negotiations. All of that despite Iranian forces opening fire on 3 ships in the Strait and seizing 2 of them.
Our senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Palcott is tracking all of the developments. He's live in Tel Aviv.
Oh yeah, chat. Sunday I'm gonna unblock everybody, chat. I haven't unblocked everybody in like a month. I think Sunday, or should I leave their ass in timeout, chat? Should they remain in school suspension, chat, long term, or should I unblock everybody, man, this week? Y'all let me know, man. Should they remain in school suspension, man, or should we free them?
Even the one thing that this Iranian regime is known for is complaining, Greg.
Complaining and causing a lot of problems for the other people that they're right up against, as tensions do in fact ratchet up in this region. Just one day after talks between the U.S. and Iran failed to materialize and the ceasefire between the two sides was extended. Iranian boats today fired on 3 vessels in or near the Gulf of Hormuz, seizing 2. That is a first, claiming none of the ships had proper permission. This after the U.S. maintains its own naval blockade of all Iranian-linked ships in the Gulf and beyond. They've seized 2 ships in recent days, intercepted nearly 30 vessels. The administration thinks the blockade is putting pressure on Iran. In a post, President Trump wrote, Iran is collapsing financially. They want the Strait of Hormuz opened immediately, starving for cash, losing $500 million a day. Military and police complaining that they are not getting paid. SOS blockade costs Iran $500 million a day. As far as the ceasefire goes, and when and if talks could resume, well, that's a moving target. The administration initially called the pause indefinite. Now Fox confirms it might only last 3 to 5 days. And yes, you're right. Some reports say it's even shorter still. Of course, anything could shift. While Iran hasn't agreed to the fighting pause, except for the maritime skirmishing.
All right, chat. I'm the realest, man. I'm the realest YouTuber, so I need everybody to drop some plugs in the comments. I just unblocked everybody. Y'all asked for it. I told y'all, nothing's bigger than the chat. Y'all said free, I let them go immediately, man. I let them go immediately, man. I need some plugs in the comments because it's finna get crazy in here. They've been locked up for like a month, man. They finna come in here talking shit, and y'all better defend me, too. Y'all better defend me.
They appear to be going along. They claim the U.S. blockade violates the ceasefire and they want it halted. The biggest challenge, according to the White House, is for the fractured Iran regime to come up with a unified bargaining response. In the meantime, the U.S. and its blockade continues to apply pressure on Iran. Back to you.
Greg Palcott with the latest for us from Tel Aviv. Greg, thank you. Sandra?
So breaking just a few moments ago, President Trump told our own Martha McCallum there is no time pressure on a deal with Iran and that politics, including the midterm elections, won't drive the timeline. He's also calling Iran's decision to halt executions of female protesters a good sign as both sides look to reset talks. Let's bring in Mike Pompeo, former Secretary of State and Fox News contributor. So, Mr. Secretary, jump on into the news here and tell us what you think happens next.
Well, good afternoon. Look, my sense is President Trump now is firmly in control of the timeline, and that means America is firmly in control of the timeline. The blockade is in place. I've seen the stories of the ships this morning. I'll bet CENTCOM is right on top of this. And now we get to drive the timeline and the escalation ladder, and that's really important. That's how you keep American lives safe and get the security outcome that
Off the Gulf of Oman, and there's one ship in the Indian Ocean at the
Man, I think John Kerry did something, chat. Y'all remember John Kerry? Where's John Kerry's interview at, man? Let's see what John Kerry had to say. John Kerry interview. Here you go. Yeah, let's see what the hell John Kerry had to say, man. Who was that John Kerry lost to? Wasn't it Bush? Was that the one that was stolen? Was that the Florida election, chat? Was John Kerry the Florida election, man? The stolen election, allegedly? The original stolen election, man? Allegedly.
Hey, everybody, give it up for Louis Cato. Grass Tyson.
Chat, John Kerry kind of looked like a sleeve, don't he?
Back then. Take us back to 2015. What was in that deal, and what do you think is...
John Kerry kind of looked like a sleeve, don't he, chat? Y'all know those masks that they have, like that dude that was looking like Jim Carrey at the awards where he had the damn mask? John Kerry kind of looked like one of those sleeves, don't he, bro? Like, I don't know, man. God, Hannibal. Hannibal said John Kerry looked like a $20 bill. Andrew Jackson is crazy. Ooh. Hey, y'all might want to leave Hannibal alone in the comments. Hannibal got some fire over there, bro. He got some jokes, bro. He said John Kerry looked like a $20 bill is crazy, bro. What? 200 likes right quick. I need everybody to double tap the screen. Make sure the like button has been hit. Go to the top, the 3 dots, make sure the like button has been hit. We're also 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. One Love says, I'm paying $150 for gas that used to cost $46. I'm paying about $140 for gas that used to cost $87. I say by $87 would have filled my vehicle up. Now it's like $140. When I try to gauge the prices to put it in like a rational level, chat, I do it like by 10 gallons at a time. Like straight up. 10 gallons used to cost me $22.50, anywhere between $22.50 and $25. Now 10 gallons gonna cost me $36 off top. $36. What was costing $25 is now $36. My truck filled up, but you know I got some old schools too, chat. Everything in my yard of VA, I can't fill all that shit up. I'm just gonna be honest with you, chat. I got everything in my old schools, everything's, I can't fill all that shit up, man. So when I'm driving my Sunday car, man, listen, best believe I'm pulling up, I'm putting 10 gallons in that bad boy, and we gonna ride this Sunday car. It is what it is. See, you come here talking about less pop, more moolah. That's the thing, man. I don't really spend a lot of money on my vices. We'll put it like that, my vices. How much money you spending on your wine habit over there, lady? I know you like to drink mimosas and wine and shit. Probably smoke 1,000 cigarettes a week. What about you, lady? Now, I'm going to be honest with you, chat. Like I said, I'm a collector, so I do spend my money on shit. But the shit that I spend my money on, I feel like it's money well spent. I feel like it's money well spent. Nah, Chad, I'm a collector for real. Like I've had some crazy collections throughout my lifetime. When it comes to like shoe collection, crazy. I had a crazy shoe collection at one point in time. Sports memorabilia, I'm talking about crazy sports memorabilia collection. What else? Guns. Hey, before I caught my charge, I'm glad I got my gun rights back because I need to get my collection back together. But before I caught my charge, chat, I had that shit. I'm talking about I had that shit over here, man. I'm Call of Duty, man. What else? Cars, old school cars. I got some collectibles too, old school cars. Yeah, I don't collect shoes anymore. I don't collect sports memorabilia anymore. I still have some of my collection though, but I don't collect those things. My cars, I probably would have sold them if they weren't sentimental, even though they're collectors. If they weren't sentimental, they would have been gone. And guns, you know, I caught my charge, so that was what it was. I had to get off, had to liquidate my guns, man. The shit had to go. But yeah, I do want to collect guns again though, for real. Nah, I don't got I got box Chevys. I got Chevys, man, and I got I got some cars, man. You have to get in the Discord, man. John Kerry talking this shit, man. John Kerry talking this shit. Let me find out, John Kerry. It would have been crazy if John Kerry would have been like, man, they stole my election, man. They stole my election. Look at Florida. Look at Florida. Hey, that shit'll go viral, chat. All right, we finna go to Turkey. They talking about they found Noah's Ark, chat. Do y'all think they actually found Noah's Ark, chat? Or is this a load of baloney, man?
In the high mountains of Turkey have uncovered what appear to be hidden tunnels similar to the descriptions of the biblical account of Noah's Ark.
Our next guest says his newly found evidence can prove that Noah's Ark did in fact exist, turning this biblical mystery into a reality. Joining us now from Turkey is one of those researchers from Noah's Ark Scans, Andrew Jones. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us and for all the good work that you're doing. This is fascinating. Tell us about your findings that could prove the real-life existence of Noah's Ark.
Thank you for having me on. Yes, greetings from the mountains of Ararat, where the Bible says the ark landed. I'm about 1 mile from the Iranian border, and in this remote area, this boat formation was discovered in 1959. But our new research has shown that there are tunnels about 4 meters down and about 2 meters high, going down the center of the boat and on the inside edge of the hull shape. And so we really believe that this layout showing tunnels and also possible support beams and walls would suggest that it's a man-made object and not just a natural formation.
Yeah, many geologists disagree with that. They say, look, this is just a natural formation. But gosh, Andrew, when I look at that, it doesn't look very natural to me. What's your response to those geologists?
Yeah, so first of all, you have to explain how did an earthen formation get into the shape of a ship, and then is exactly 300 cubits long, which is the length given in the book of Genesis in the Bible. And so we have the exact length, we have the ship shape, and we're in the right location. And now we're also seeing that the soil inside is different from right outside the formation. So we have 3 times more organic matter found inside versus right outside. So it's a distinct object and not just part of the mountainside.
Can you take your work underground and explore some of these tunnels to get a definitive answer?
That is the next goal. And we're really hoping that the Turkish universities will be able to do that. And so that's the plan. And that's what we've suggested. And we're even wanting to help with designing a robot that can go down into these tunnels and film and take samples.
I understand that your organization is called Noah's Ark Scans, which probably answers my next question for me. But in your heart of hearts, based upon all the time and all the effort that you have put into this, do you truly believe that you have found Noah's Ark?
Yes, I do believe that this is the real decayed, buried remains of Noah's Ark.
Man, listen, if that's Noah's Ark, it's no wonder they talking about Turkey's next on the list, man. It's no wonder Turkey's next on the list. They talking about they got Noah's Ark over there, that motherfucking man. They trying to come see what Turkey talking about, man. They got to see what's going on over there in Turkey, man, with that Noah's Ark. Y'all remember they went over there and raided all of those damn tombs and shit about Gilgamesh. Now they trying to see what's going on with this Noah's Ark shit in Turkey, man.
Him talk. I asked a question and he really just took it and would run with it. But it was a lot of good insight, a little bit of frustration about why there's not progress more so than there already has been, but a lot of interesting insight from a guy who has now been in the rooms and on the front lines of disclosure. Here is that interview. Congressman, we have heard a lot about this briefing that you got. You've been talking.
Y'all, see, TG, you say it could have been any ship. It could have been any ship, thousands of ships back in those days. Well, it's like if they got a preserved Noah's Ark over there, where the fuck is the slave ships at? Man, where's the slave ships that came to America, North America, the United States? Where the hell are the slave ships at, man? They talking about they brought 3 million slaves over here. Where the fuck are the boats, man? I'm just saying, where the fuck are the boats, man?
Talking a lot about it, not in detail of what you heard.
Sure.
But can you lay out, leaving that briefing, it seems like you were a bit of a changed man after that. Talk to me about what the feeling was after.
Well, I've had multiple briefings, and I guess, I get a lot of doubters, and people make fun of me, even members of Congress, which is kind of ironic because there's always the guy in the crowd that makes a joke about it after somebody else does, and they come up to me and they say, man, I need to tell you something, I'm in the military, or I saw something, or got a lot of people interested in this issue. But I've had so many of these briefings now. I even had one since the one that you're describing. I had that was a member of our leadership arranged, which tells you the serious nature of this thing.
Yeah.
And, I just think people need to know what we've seen and what
Here we go.
pilots are seeing. And Luna, for instance, we requested all those videos, and she is, gave kind of a deadline when she'd like to have them by.
And she calls over there, and they say, well, we don't know anything about it.
This what I'm saying, though, Abba. You saying slave boats were wood, most of wood boats have been recycled, man. Fuck that. I'm just gonna be all the way honest with you, man. They said the transatlantic slave trade was from 1500 all the way to the damn 1700s. Motherfuckers were still coming on the boat. They preserved everything else, man. They preserved everything. We ain't seen one slave. They don't have one. We've seen we damn near seen Bigfoot and giant preserved fossils and shit. They pulling up dinosaur bones, but we don't have one slave ship, man. Not one of them motherfuckers over here in America. Not one.
About the letter kind of stuff, the same old stuff you and I've run into for years on this issue. And America's just ready. I think they would they'd be alarmed about what it is, and I think mostly they'd be alarmed at why the government won't allow it out, and what's at the base of it, and you know, all the theories aside, whether you think it's extraterrestrial, if it's something from this earth, you know, if it's the Russians or the Chinese or the Americans, which I don't think it is. And then maybe allow some of the pilots to talk and tell exactly what they've seen. And the last briefing I had, some pretty incredible photos, and I think that you should have the right to see those.
Yeah.
And the critics are going to blast it. You know, they're going to say it's AI, it's whatever. But you got to go back and ask yourself, why would some of the best pilots in the world, why would they risk their credibility to come out with this? Because anytime they make a sighting, a lot of times they'd have to get a psych evaluation and get all this stuff, and even if it's something they saw on radar. But now we've got officers in the Navy seeing these very, very large objects on sonar traveling.
That's what I'm saying. They try to say that it was all through South America. You know, it was South America. All the boats went to South America. Then they came up here and shit. Like, I'm not trying to hear that. Where are the boats that came over here, man? We know shit went on in South America. I'm just saying, Chad, maybe a few boats came. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they pencil whip the documents. I'm just saying. I haven't seen any fucking boats, bro. I've been to all kind of dinosaur exhibits where they got these fucking dinosaur bones and they got fake dinosaur bones. I haven't seen a slave ship, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Dinosaurs are fucking hundreds of thousands of millions of years old. We still got that shit.
At a very high rate of speed. Something that's exponentially faster than anything we can accomplish. You got to realize that you have an object out there in the ocean that hovers, above the ocean in the air, that hovers for, could be hours on end. We have nothing with that capability. You have to you'd run out of fuel. And then when they take off, they just, you know, maybe straight up, and the power to do that is something, the energy it'd take to fuel Los Angeles. I mean,
hey, listen, Aaron, we just gonna go and get Aaron up out of here. See, I just unblocked everybody. Now Aaron wants to come with some personal attacks, talking about this kid is a clown. Well, listen, Aaron, I don't want you watching my silly ass then, Aaron. If I'm a clown, I don't want you watching my silly ass. So what I'm gonna do is give you a drop of melatonin and put your ass to bed. Everyone say good night. Damn, Jason, you done banned the wrong person, bro. What is you doing, Jason? That boy Jason done banned the wrong person. See, Jason, I'm finna have to take your pistol, man. You done banned the wrong motherfucker.
And it is that incredible.
Damn, Jason, let me go on, man.
I just don't see any reason why our government should be hiding it, and I don't like going into a meeting and an elected bureaucrat tells us that that the president is on a need-to-know basis. To me, that should be very telling to America that there's a lot more going on with this behind the scenes than we're aware.
And you've heard that directly.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. And you know, and I know Matt Gaetz spoke a couple weeks ago about a briefing he had on a a breeding thing between, alien life. But he didn't say he'd seen it.
Hey, Jason and H Buster ban XYT. Why y'all ban XYT, man? Damn, H Buster, I'm gonna have to take your pistol too, man. Y'all ass tripping, man. Ban XYT. He just saying facts out here, man. Listen, we had to go and put Aaron to bed. I cleaned out the whole block list, right, chat? And Aaron want to come in here and say that this kid is a clown. Now listen, Aaron. If I'm a clown, I don't want you watching my silly ass. You know what I'm saying? Why would you? I just told y'all, Aaron come over here every night and spend hours on hours watching me. Hours on hours watching me, man. Aaron loves me, man. Now Aaron's going to wake up in the morning thinking about like, fuck, man, I got banned. I can't go over there no more. He going to make another account. He's going to come back over here on his new account and he's going to show us how much he really loves me.
He didn't say it was fact. He just said that it was discussed with him by a member of the military. And have I heard those things? Oh, sure.
Della Russell says, I have to move on every time I come across this. Too much profanity. Good night, Della Russell. Take your ass to bed. We'll see you on the next one.
I've heard those before, but I haven't seen anything. And I have my own beliefs about it, but about all the what's going on. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I'm right or wrong. I just think it's time for America to get this stuff, get this information.
What can you share about that briefing that, really made you come out and say?
Della Russell, I don't know who you pray to exactly, so I would ask you to refrain from praying for me. Just pray that the world gets better, Della Russell. Just pray that the world gets better.
People would be shocked to see this. Can you tell us about,
it was, I can tell you that just because everything I asked about, because there was someone in there in the meeting I felt like that was there to disrupt, to maybe say that this person was not telling the truth. And again, this person had no reason to lie to us. It was in the skiff, of course, so I'm very limited on anything I can really say about it. But they said I gave certain incidences that had occurred and that I'd heard occur.
Oh my God, here goes Paul in all caps. Can we listen to this, man? Yes, Paul, you can listen to his name is Representative Tim Burchett. This interview is on News Nation. If you want to watch it uninterrupted, man, I just gave you the link, the sauce, man. Get the hell on. I'm going to pause this shit. I'm going to talk. I'm going to interact with my chat because that's what the fuck I do, man. Damn, bro, you see the title right there. It's big, it's bold, man. It's right there. Like, I'm not even hiding the title. You can go type this shit in, man, and get the fuck on.
And they could name dates, people, places, and to me it was very convincing. And I knew some of it, and they filled in the gaps. And these were things that there was no hesitation whatsoever. There was no, it wasn't anything like that. It was just straightforward. And then when this person asked these questions, I felt like they were to disrupt and
it's all good, Paul. No harm, no foul. I don't got no hard feelings. We got tough skin over here. We don't coddle feelings, When I'm live during the morning, I don't curse as much. I keep it kind of. But when we on the nighttime episode, this plug out the door. I go live at 10 p.m. Eastern time, man. We got to put them kids up. I'm just going to be honest with you. We got to put them kids up, make sure they well fed, tucked in, bathed and shit, man. Put them kids up, because this the grown folks show. If you can't be grown nowhere, you can be grown over here, man, to talk about how you feel, man. Put it all out on the table. This the grown folks corner, man. Straight up. This the old folks corner. Hey, man, listen, chat. If you ain't got ID, you can't even get in here, man. It is what it is.
Contradict what they were saying. And went just a complete 180. Yeah. And that's what you're going to have, because you're going to have members of Congress who want to, for whatever reason, they don't want the truth, or they know it, and there's a certain arrogance up here too. You got to admit that. I mean, there's a complete arrogance. And again, I don't know if it's about little green men or flying saucers. I just know we're spending tens of millions of dollars on something. I think we should know what the heck we're spending that money on. And you can, when they bring it all out, just let people make up their own minds. Because there's going to be a group that's going to say, you know, and look, I'm a born-again Christian. I'm from the forgiven end of that spectrum. But I'm not worried about the demonic element. I hear people say that. But there's no reason for demons to be doing this. It's such a small little area. I mean, you know, they could come up here to Congress as easy as maybe they already have. I don't know. But
the devil's in the details, Chad. He got to talk around it because this is national security. He said the demons can come right up here and visit in Congress. I don't know. They may already have. And we know that they're not calling aliens anymore. They're calling them interdimensional beings. So he's saying that there's some interdimensional being shit going on, in my opinion. And if you want to correlate that to being a demon, then it just kind of is what it is, man.
I think it's the Chinese or the Russians, and I go back over this. If it was the Russians, they wouldn't be bogged down in Ukraine. If it's the Chinese, they'd own us. Some would argue, as I've stated, they own us already, but more so. And would it be the Americans? Why in the world would we risk a $500 million high-tech aircraft?
You said Plug is an alien. Aaron, I told y'all Aaron was going to come back on a new account. Didn't I call it, chat? I told y'all Aaron was going to come back on a new account, man. He loves me, man. Aaron loves me, bro. He went and spit this time to make a new account. But no, Plug is not an alien. Plug is the voice. I'm the voice of the politically homeless. I don't care if you far left, far right, liberal, conservative, Marxist, fascist, alien, NPC. So if you are worried about what Plug is the voice, nigga. Let's get back rolling.
After a fleet of aircrafts or a battleship or something to be around these things and a pilot losing their life when we just saw, rightfully so, the president spent millions of dollars to rescue a pilot. Yeah. You know, we did not, and there's no telling what that cost, but that's a signal to the rest of the world and to our people that we value life. So there's no reason for us to be doing that. Yeah. And I won't go too far into it, but I've talked to folks that are at the highest levels, and they will tell you that they've asked the one higher up level in the whole security, say, hey, FBI, release this stuff. I want to see this stuff. And under FOIA, allegedly, they're supposed to release it. But say a Ford Motor Company had it, they wouldn't have to release it. And I feel like that's what's happened to a lot of it. And a lot of the stuff we've seen is that I think that we have is probably the people that are dissecting it or whatever they're doing with it probably don't realize exactly what it is or where it came from. They might have an idea, but people with the direct knowledge are mostly gone. So it's
dead, unalive themselves, or just missing, man. We finna move on though. Tim told us what we needed to tell us. We finna get into this Brandon Buckingham about
any
the
given
Kia
week. How many
board.
cars do you think you guys are getting?
14 a week, definitely.
How many cars do you think you guys have taken in your lifetime collectively?
500 car thefts. He got like at least 150 car thefts. Stay tuned.
Warning. This documentary is for educational purposes only. I want to stress that the behavior depicted
fair
in this
use.
video is dangerous, illegal, and should never be replicated. It only takes one bad decision to ruin your life or someone else's. A car theft epidemic has been spreading all across America. Equipped with nothing more than a USB cable and a screwdriver, car thieves are able to steal your vehicle in under a single minute. And one of the craziest parts about it is oftentimes they aren't doing it for money. Many times they are doing it just for the fun of it. In today's video,
What's
I
up,
spent
Sonny?
2 days with the Kia boys, documenting them stealing cars, going on joyrides, running from police, and even capture the moment a gunman shoots our car up with me in the front seat. So buckle up and get ready to watch one of the wildest videos the internet has to offer as we get an inside look into life as a car thief.
Hey, miscellaneous, quit spamming that bullshit in my chat, bro. You not even saying nothing. Okay, Tommy.
Yeah, you gotta see. Somebody just blew at us. Oh, go. Somebody blowing at this bitch.
Okay, everyone, right now it's about 1 in the morning. We're deep in.
Yeah, they stole the car and somebody started blowing at them, man. I'm not gonna lie, chat. When it comes to the Kia boys, this is a generation that I was already past. I was too grown, you know. I didn't know any Kia boys, seen any of that shit. But it's crazy to me that it went from carjackings and shit to breaking the collar on the old school and hot wiring it to now it's shit, popping this shit off and putting a USB in. I want to know what the fuck was Kia thinking? Like, who the fuck approved this at Kia, bro? Has anybody ever owned a Kia in the chat? Has anybody in the chat ever owned a Kia?
Inside the city of Detroit, and we have a whole gang of Kia boys with me right now.
313 Kia boys, we tweak the city. Keep them cars locked. We coming for them. Kia boys, Detroit.
We taking everything. Don't never leave your kids in the car. We coming to get them.
What's the easiest car to steal from y'all's perspective?
Any Kia with ignition.
Kias and Hondas, anything with an ignition. If I see the ignition going, I'm going to take it.
You may be wondering why Kias and Hondas specifically are being targeted. One of the main reasons is a lack of a security feature in these vehicles called an immobilizer.
What's up, John?
An immobilizer stops a vehicle from being turned on unless the owner's specific key is inside the vehicle. So even if you hotwire it or have a makeshift key, you cannot steal it. Advice for someone who doesn't want their car stolen is get a push to start.
Even push to starts can get took too. We got a tab. We taking that.
We don't discriminate on no whip. Put your shit in your garage, man. Or your shit took. Keep them wheel locks on. Man, we take them bitches off too.
So I drive a 2017 Toyota Prius. Is that a car that you guys would be interested in stealing?
I mean,
that boy said, yeah. That boy said, he said, I drive a 2017 Toyota Prius. Would there be a car you guys are interested in stealing? Yeah, like, no, what? That we just told you we taking everything. We just told you to put that shit in the garage, man. We just told you, yes, we want that Prius too, Brandon.
Anything on four wheels, we taking.
Anything, bro. They want anything that's not nailed down is crazy, Chad. Crazy. And what's crazy, it's probably not even a market for this shit. They're literally joyriding and just doing shit in these cars, bro. It's fucking wild, bro.
You want to see on?
Yeah, you got to.
Thank you, bro.
We're not gonna do that.
Somebody take your shit, we'll get it back for you. If any one of y'all take his car, we coming for y'all.
So what's in it for you guys? Is it the monetary gain?
It's the money, the fun of it, and the fame.
Everything what he said, for real.
But the fame, if you do get actually famous off it, then you're just gonna be arrested, no?
Yeah, but we really don't care about none of that, for real. We just live our life to the fullest.
We don't think about the bad part, we think about the good part. You only live once.
Yeah.
You only live once.
You only live once. No risk, no reward. If you're not out here in the field, don't be in it.
Fame is an odd thing for a car thief to be after, but it can almost entirely be
Yeah, but you said it's money in the parts, like not in really Kias and Hyundais, man. That shit, man, let's be honest, Chad. Now, if they was out here stealing Scat Packs, Hellcats, Trackhawks, 392s, old schools or something, maybe. But come on, bro. They're stealing Hondas and Kias, bro. Like, come on, man. They're joyriding, bro. They're having fun.
attributed to a TikTok trend that started in 2021. People were going massively viral for stealing Kias and posting themselves doing it on the platform. When this trend hit the internet in June of 2021, Kia thefts in Milwaukee went up by 2,500%, resulting in
They selling these cars for $300-$400, chat. They're selling these cars for $300-$400 to people who are gonna go commit crimes, man. Somebody who needs a stolen car to go do a shootout. Somebody who needs a stolen car to go do. They're selling these cars for $300-$400, man.
16 Kias per day being stolen in Milwaukee alone.
In 2021, there were 130 Kia and Hyundai vehicles stolen in the city of Detroit. But in 2022, that number skyrocketed to 1,450.
Hundreds of people were getting their cars stolen and literally seeing viral videos online of the thief going on a joyride in their vehicle.
But I was just amazed at how someone could boldly, in broad daylight, come onto your
property and steal your car. And lo and behold, when I went to their Instagram page, it was the third video posted.
Her son's stolen Kia cruising around Grand River and Oakman.
My good friend Tommy G did one of the first documentaries about this growing phenomenon, landing him on the news, providing some much-needed attention at just how prevalent these thefts were becoming.
A lot of these kids are more reckless than I could have imagined. I was surprised at how much of a lack of regard they did have for people.
You guys don't fear, going to jail and being locked up in a cage for 20 years?
Everybody over here. We already been there, done that. This ain't nothing new.
The police don't be on shit.
And don't tell them shit. They don't.
That's the thing too, chat. Like a lot of these kids, I'm gonna call them what they are, kids, of all races, they to get exposed to juvenile and the penitentiary early, and they have no fear. So the whole thing about the penitentiary is that they tell you that, oh, you're gonna get raped and they're gonna take your booty and they're gonna beat you and do all this like it used to be in the 80s and 90s. But now they got PREA, the Prison Rape Act. They got PREA in there. So a lot of that shit's not going on. All of the sexual stuff that's going on is most likely consensual in there now. So once these kids get exposed to that and they see like, oh, ain't nobody about to take my booty in here, this is what's going on, they become desensitized. They're not scared of jail anymore. That's why he just said, oh man, been there, done that. It's nothing. They have no fear.
Don't know nothing unless you tell them something.
So, I'm curious, how much money can you make in a year doing this kind of stuff?
At least 50,000, like just selling them bitches, breaking the purse down, like.
We car hop too and be finding exotic luxury shit, and they be paying top dollar for them.
Car hopping is a term people use to describe the process of going around checking if car doors are unlocked, stealing any valuable items out of the vehicle instead of the car itself. From a moral perspective, do you guys ever think like, damn, I just stole a vehicle of a single mother?
No, fuck the people. No, we get how we live, man. We don't care.
We gotta eat. We don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about us. We gotta eat at the end of the day.
They better have insurance shit. That's all I got to say. Sometimes I do be feeling bad, but the cars already be gone.
If their keys is in the car, they liable to get it snatched. They stupid. Yeah. It's like they want us to take it.
They ask for it.
You gotta take it to teach them a lesson.
They don't value shit. We don't leave keys in our whip around here. Fuck the police. Tell them come get us.
Chat, everyone hit the like button for me right quick. Double tap the screen, go to the top, hit the 3 dots, and hit the like button.
Short key boy.
So you never think like, damn, single mother trying to get her kids to daycare and then go work at the hospital. She works 60 hours a week. You took her car, you just f***ed up her whole year. Doesn't matter?
It don't matter. Everything happened for a reason.
Okay. Yeah, everything happened for a reason. It come across my mind sometimes, but at the end of the day.
That's what I said, you love. Who the fuck buying Kia parts? They gotta be pushing these motherfuckers overseas. They gotta be, it gotta be a pipeline to shipping these parts overseas or something. Because I don't know who the fuck's buying Kia parts, bro. I don't know who the fuck's buying Kia parts, bro.
I gotta get some money.
They be having assurance.
How would y'all feel personally if someone stole your car?
We'd try to do something to them.
They wouldn't even try to attempt to do that, because if they do that, they already know what's gonna happen.
They not even gonna be able to pull off and that bitch gonna be over. As soon as they hop in that bitch, they gone.
Right on stop, right on the scene.
Right there, ain't nothing to talk about. Ain't nobody go steal shit from us. We do the taking.
You feel like if someone stole your car, it'd be warranted to kill them?
Hell yeah.
Yes. In Detroit, yes. In Detroit, you dead.
We'll take your shit any time of the day. Broad day, nighttime, it'll happen on everything. Man. You seen the police were just out here. Yeah, they just took one of our cars.
If we remember where we got it from, we'll come take it again if you get it back.
As outrageous as this sounds, it's legitimately something that happens. While doing research, I found 2 different news stories from Detroit where people had the exact same car stolen on 3 different occasions.
Matt Schroyer has had his car stolen 3 times within the past year.
This is basically abuse.
All right, now to a Detroit woman who is fed up after her Kia was stolen 3.
Man, that man just said that they done stole 150 cars and they getting $50,000 a year. How much fucking money are they getting? 150 cars and they done made $50,000? I just told y'all they getting $300-400 a car, $200-300 a car, and that's from going inside of fucking and stealing shit out the cars. He just said they getting they dudes stole 150 cars. They getting $50K a year.
3 times in the last 4 months.
It's hard to think that a company as tech savvy as Kia
would have an issue like going on like this where somebody could just bust your ignition out and stick a phone charger in it and start it up and pull off.
And the most messed up part about these stories is, after the second time their car was stolen, they wanted to get a new one, but they just didn't have the money. Do you guys have any Kias or cars right now?
Not at the second, but we about to get active.
So you guys could get one pretty quick?
Quick. Anything we see, this, flathead and charger, that's all you need
right here.
And this right here?
Right here is the best thing you're going to ever have when you have a Kia and a Hyundai. Like, it been times I was stranded. I had this, and I had found the charger in the car, and I made it home.
So those are, all you need is a flathead screwdriver and a charger?
Yes. Yes.
More than anything.
More than my phone. There been times I done lost my phone, and I had this, and I done bought me a phone off a flathead and the charger.
And just whenever you guys feel like it, you can just go find a car, get it, and bring it right to where we're at right now?
Yes.
That man didn't say, I bought a car. That man didn't say, I bought some pounds. That man said, it's been times where I lost my phone and I bought a car off a flathead and a charger. I bought a phone off a flathead and charger. So he went and stole a car to buy a cell phone, chat. Just to let you know the damn profit margins here. He stole a car, sold the car to get a motherfucking cell phone. Oh my God.
Whenever we feel like
anytime we want to.
If we in the right spot, or if we know
my God.
which we do.
Every night we got to. That's the only way we gonna live.
Every night. We do this on our own. Detroit Kia Boys 313.
I'm not gonna lie, Chad. If that was one of my little partners, I'd slap the shit out of him, bro. If I ever seen one of the little homies from the block, bro, say that I went and used a flathead and a charger and stole this car to get a phone, man, I'd slap the shit out of him, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I had to just slap him, bro. We just gonna have to fight, bro. I had to slap the shit out of him, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Don't try this shit at home, kids. This shit is not safe. Don't try this shit at home. Cautious. It's our life. We choose to do wrong. He have nothing to do with anything. We do this daily basis, every day, every night, anytime we feel like. Watch the whole video.
Now we get an inside look at how...
Nah, you said don't do that. What you mean, Hadley? So, did some of these kids need to be slapped? That's their damn problem, man. When I was coming up, man, the OGs might rough you up, man. These OGs ain't roughing these kids up no more, man. I would have slapped the shit out of one of my little partners about some shit like that, man. What do you mean? What do you mean? You could have came and hollered at me for a new phone. You stealing cars to get a phone, nigga? That mean you must didn't learn nothing from us. You stealing cars to get a phone, nigga? $120 iPhone 12 from Walmart? Man, I would have gave you a lawnmower and some gas. And you could have cut my yard for the 40 for a head start. Man, I would have slapped the shit out one of my little homies.
How the Kia boys go out on the hunt and search for a vehicle to steal. They are mainly looking for Kias and Hondas that have key ignitions, not push-to-starts. When they find one to steal, they use a screwdriver to break open the passenger side rear window. Next, they use that same screwdriver to break off the plastic around the steering column. You can pop off the part of the ignition cylinder you insert the key into, and this will expose a small rectangular metal pin. You can use a charging cable to rotate and actually start the... Oh shit, who's that? It's wild to imagine risking your life, walking into someone's driveway, breaking into their car, and stealing it. It's even crazier to imagine getting caught, sprinting away, and immediately going to steal another car.
You said, and he would have popped you. Nah, my little homies wouldn't have popped me. That's the thing. See, I'm from a town where it's still rules and regulations. You know, like the YNs where I'm from, they not completely grown. Like if you slap them, they gonna be mad. They gonna want to fight, but they ain't gonna go get that pistol, man. They not gonna go get that pistol because they gonna know that they wrong. They gonna know that they wrong. Once they get slapped, they gonna be like, damn. Yeah, I'll slap the shit out one of them, man. An iPhone.
Car. Well, no need to imagine, because that's exactly what happened, and the second attempt was successful. All right, you guys, we're back with them. They went out on a mission, and they got themselves a vehicle. 2018.
Yeah, okay, man,
Okay, man.
And the reason I say that, chat, and I'm for sure, and I mean it when I say I would have slapped the shit out one of my little homies, because I got a little partner, bro, and my little partner got 90 years in the penitentiary, and I felt like I should have slapped the shit out of him. Like if I would have slapped the shit out of him, he might not be doing 90 years. Like I gave him that same opportunity. Like he came to me one day and he was like, look, bro, I just need, if I can get $200, I'll be straight. He was trying to hustle. And I was telling him, like, look, bro, I can't put that in your hand. Like, I'm not trying to put you into some street shit. Like, no, because I've known this kid since he was like 8 or 9 years old. Now at this point in time, he's a teenager. He wants some money. He want to hustle. He trying to get $200 to go get him some shit to sell. And I'm like, look, bro, I can't put that money. I can't give you the $200 and I can't put no product in your hand, bro. Like I just can't. I don't feel right. But what I can do, what I can do is give you this lawnmower right here and you can go cut this yard for the 40 and I got you another yard you can go cut right now for the 40. That's $80 in about an hour and a half, you know, and shit. You can hold the lawnmower till you get it. He told me he was coming back. And he didn't come back because I was in the studio. Y'all know I got an audio engineering degree. So I was in the studio. He said he was coming back. Now, mind you, I was giving him free studio time. I was like, look, you can record for free, but I can't do that. Like, I just can't put you in that position. Like, I know how, I didn't want to see him go down that road. Man, like a couple weeks later, he went and robbed somebody, chat, and ended up getting charged with unaliving a person, man. Getting charged with unaliving a person. Took it to trial and lost, and they gave him 90 years, bro. Gave him 90.
Yeah, they broke the glass in the window, and yo, I would be so pissed if they broke my window. Holy shit!
Come get this trunk.
What's in here? Oh, are you guys looting the trunk right now?
Yes, we gotta take what's in there. Everything what's in here is not ours. Yes, everything is ours now. I mean, sorry for whoever car it is, but you know, we need to pay.
Is there any amount of guilt when you see, you know, all this stuff and you're taking it?
A little bit, just a little bit. I know I got a heart, you know. I ain't no bad human being.
I'm a bad human being. Fuck them.
What's your mental process when you think, like, I really just do not care about wronging this person?
Motherfuckers don't care about me, so why would I care
Good
about
night,
them? They
you
got
love.
money. They can get some shit again.
You feel like if you were in a dire situation, a stranger wouldn't help you?
No. No matter what it is, I done watched the nigga get shot. They walking up to the porch asking for help. They not helping. So I don't give a about nobody.
Give us the rundown on how exactly you were able to acquire this vehicle without a key.
With this right here and this right here. I popped the window, then climbed through the front.
Yeah, chat. Now, I talked to his family and shit, you know, here and there, and it's like, shit, he in jail fucked up. He got 90 years in jail fucked up, indigent, nobody sending him no bread and shit. It's like, damn, bro, like, I couldn't have called it. I couldn't have called it, chat. I really couldn't have called it.
Popped the ignition column, you know. The wheel lock was in here, but you know, I guess they ain't use it.
Oh, they didn't even put the wheel lock on.
The wheel lock on here. This is in here. I just got the flathead, you know. Boom, and then it's easy and simple when you just, you know. Just with a cable.
That's just with a USB cable?
With a USB cable.
What's up, Luis? What's up, Rosar?
Phone cord.
What is this that you're breaking off right here?
That's a tracker. That's an antenna. But it's also a tracker. Once you get a key, always take the top fin off that bitch. That's a tracker.
Oh, they got a GPS in here. They ain't even use it. This shit bad. If you gullible to leave this in the car and don't even use it, you don't need to have a car.
Once you guys take these, what do you do with them?
We can probably show you in a minute.
Yeah, get him up, bro. Okay, man. Okay, man.
So what I want to know is this. How the fuck is Brandon Buckingham not getting in trouble? They just stole a car right off of camera. He gets on camera with them pillaging through the fucking car and he's joyriding with them. How the fuck is he not getting in trouble? I'm just gonna be honest, chat. Let's be fucking real here, chat. Let's be all the way honest here, chat. Even if I went and got a journalism badge, bro, if that was my black ass in that position, I would be on a RICO, man. My ass would be indicted, bro. Y'all would see me on the fucking lineup, mugshot, big head ass right on the top, man. What are we talking about? How the fuck is he doing this?
So as soon as I hop in the car with the Kia boys, they immediately start jerking the wheel in a way that makes me slam my camera into the door and breaks my $600 microphone. Driving so Then I look up, and we are literally driving on the opposite side of the road.
Bro, get that shit. Get that shit. They gon'
Man, Pep, you talking about First Amendment. First Amendment don't cover this shit. First Amendment don't, man, his ass is out stealing cars with some YNs, man, pillaging cars and shit. Document, what are you talking about? Man, they would not be trying to hear freedom of the press and shit, man. His ass is implicated. Man, his ass over there talking about what y'all gonna do when y'all take, man, listen. Your ass get in the car, your ass in trouble. Your ass get in the car pulled over in a stolen car, your ass in trouble.
wrong side of the road.
Then we start ripping all around the city in an absolutely ridiculous way.
Gee, busting out this fucking Nike tape. We do this shit for real. Yeah, Rex. Fire. Yeah, bust this left, my brother. Yeah. 313 shit, you boys. Yeah! Oh my God! Yeah! Oh shit, I'm gonna go to tire! What?
Yeah, they doing this shit for the thrill, chat. That's all they want to do. Steal the car, drive high speed, swerve and shit, and then sell it for $200-300, man. They're adrenaline junkies at this point, man. They're adrenaline junkies, man. That's what's going on.
My brother got that shit!
Bro, that was fucking intense.
Yeah, it's real fun. I ain't gonna lie. I really enjoy doing this.
We do this shit for fun.
What's up, Dev?
Oh my God, man.
Play music. Yeah, brother. You got that bitch too. Okay, get on it. That's my brother. Yeah. Get it, fucking low. Get one of these corners, baby. This corner, my baby, too hot. Hey. Yeah. Bust it left, bust it right, bust it left. Yeah. Okay, Dan. We do this shit for fun all the time, man. We do this every day.
Man, we do this everyday thing for real. 313 Kid Boys, the mob, for real.
This shit is crazy. Chat, hit the like button. We're 25 likes away from the next like goal. Be sure to double tap the screen. We're also 20 subscribers away from the next sub goal. We go live every single night over here talking politics, current events, and entertainment. We do have memberships available to get you access to 300 past live streams and into the book club.
We the real Kid Boys. We the main niggas that do this shit. The real 313 Kid Boys. We really like that. Oh, bro.
Okay then, brother. We do this shit for fun. Oh my dear brother. Long little folk, man. It's cold day today too. Nigga, look.
Yeah, nigga, do this bitch, Juju.
Then I see a guy outside, seemingly pointing at our car and yelling. We thought he might be on the phone, but it turned out he didn't have a phone in his hand. He had a gun, and he was getting ready to shoot it right at us.
Daily.
All right, we had to skip that shooting part because YouTube AI will detect it. The other night they tried to say I was waving a pew pew on here, so we just gonna skip past that shooting part.
Fun us, man. We love this shit.
Super fun. Yeah.
It better be lucky we ain't had that year out there. It would have got real.
We would have got treacherous on, bro.
It would have been stretchers and fireworks on, bro.
Shit. We play with all fully shit.
How often do you guys get shot at after you steal a car?
I ain't gonna lie, we never got shot at. That was our first time.
Niggas knew not to ever try that. They only tried that today. They knew not to
That was our first time ever doing something like that on my dead brother.
That wasn't even crazy to me. I seen more shit than that. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
That shit was fun for real.
Hell yeah. We just having fun.
Hey, made the engine go out that bitch, you hear me?
Man, he made a nigga get off the road.
RP that Kia Optima.
When y'all see us, get the fuck off the road. Get off the road when we right there. Don't even play.
Put the clip in when we run dog off the road there, right there. Man, we left dog on the sidewalk on John Road. No bullshit.
We leave niggas on the lodge, man. Better ask about it.
Don't you guys worry about that? Like, because one of those bullets could have easily hit us in the head and kill one of us tonight.
The bullet went right past my ear when I was out the window.
Bro, because that was right at us.
I ain't gonna lie. This ain't nothing but an adrenaline rush. I ain't gonna lie. For real, make me want to go back on and get another one. For real. Go catch another one.
We gon' get another one.
What that nigga said? We gon' get another one. I'm like, damn, I need 6 more. Man.
We not even going to sleep.
I ain't gonna lie. We staying up all
still
night.
Up. We been up back then.
We finna go out. As soon as they leave, I ain't gonna lie. We finna get another one broad day.
How much money could we have sold that car for that we had?
At least $300 to $250. $250 to
I told y'all they was going for $200 to $300, chat. I told y'all, chat. I'm telling you, man. I'm knowing what's going on here. He said $250 to $300, chat. I told y'all they selling them cars for peanuts, man. Peanuts.
$300. Yeah.
$300, bruh.
But we could have caught him for $5.
That's easy light work. You feel me?
$300 for that?
Yeah.
That was a pretty effective vehicle. There was nothing really wrong with it.
Right.
Yeah, but see how easy we got that bitch? You feel me?
We got it in 30 seconds.
300?
30 seconds. Under 60 seconds.
That's, you feel me? 3 bands off 10 cars in one night. You feel me? Pull that off. Disclaimer, everything is an educational purpose only. No bullshit. Don't try this shit at home. This shit is not
do
for kids.
that.
This shit is not for kids, man. This shit is not safe, man.
This is for grown ass men.
Yes.
Okay.
Justin says, I need to get a car badly. Do not buy one of those $300 Kias, man. Don't buy you one of them $300 Kias. It might sound good, it might look good, but it's not good.
Don't do it.
I can't do that. My knees are fucked up. That was a crazy maneuver. Stay tuned till later in this episode when we go back out for a second time with the Kia boys. But first, a few months ago, I was in the ICU. My heart wasn't doing great. My liver and kidneys were struggling. And honestly, I almost didn't make it. Some things you expect, some stuff you don't. But when the unexpected happens due to someone else's negligence, that's when it really matters who's in your corner. There's a reason why you wouldn't make a documentary without knowing the full story. Just like there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They dig into the full story too, make sure every angle is covered. And if you end up working with them, you've actually got someone fighting for you when you need it most. The firm was founded after John Morgan's brother was seriously injured as a teenager, and his case was mishandled. It left John with the realization that a lot of families come to the hard way. If you don't have power, it's easy to get shortchanged. So he built a law firm with one mission: for the people. Today, Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. With over 1,000 lawyers, 100+ offices nationwide, or they're forced to. Let me introduce y'all to a YouTuber
on the phone talking about, I fucked up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about it sounds a little too personal. Because of the Kia boys, I never thought I'd say this. We install about 40 kill switches on Kias a month. Stop stealing.
Stop stealing.
But because you guys are stealing, business is booming.
You're gonna either die or end up in jail.
When you put your energy into something, whether that's, you know what I'm saying, stealing a car or doing anything, the same energy can be invested in doing something positive. All of us got our own things that we done did in our past, but at the end of the day, we try to turn it around with doing something positive. That's why we do YouTube, we film content. So without y'all having to learn a lesson and do dumb stuff and get caught for it and, you know, all that, literally just listen to us. If you can wrap your head around it being possible, bro, anything is possible. You just got to put your energy into it.
You can go ahead, you can steal cars and all that shit, but there's only 2 things you're gonna get out of it: jail or death. Trust me, I got a little brother that passed away, unfortunately, from, you know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace.
So after that, after I lost my little brother from that, I knew I needed to change my life around, like immediately. Kia's definitely not worth losing your life over. Definitely. No cars, not even a Scat, a Hellcat, none of that shit. That shit is just a piece of metal. Once I found out I lost my brother over a piece of metal, that shit hurt me. So it's like, y'all gotta really think about that type of shit. Like, it's not worth it. Please don't go that way. Please don't go that avenue, because we went there already. We done already bumped our head.
All right, chat, let's move on, man. I'm trying to...
All right, you guys, happy Tuesday.
This Candace episode from yesterday, I think she was talking about Laura Loomer. I think some documents came out where Laura Loomer was talking about giving Trump some head. It was something about Laura Loomer said she was giving Trump some head.
That'd be great. Anyway, on
Allegedly.
to greener pastures, I guess. Greener pastures. Laura Loomer is trending for a tweet that she directed to me yesterday that upset a lot of people. It upset them because it was just so shockingly dark and demonic. This is the tweet that I am referring to.
Hey, Chad, do y'all think Laura Loomer sucked Trump off, man? It's something about in some documents they said Laura Loomer was telling everybody she was sucking Trump off, man. I'm just asking, do y'all think Laura Loomer sucked Trump off, man?
It's trending. It's directed to me.
Allegedly.
After yesterday's episode, she said, "God hates you." At Real Candace O. It's why he gave Charlie to Erica and why you didn't even get to say goodbye to him. God hates you. Look in the mirror and internalize how much God hates you. We all hate you. Humanity hates you. And you are irredeemable. And this caused a reaction across the internet. I think like 6,000 people replied to that tweet alone in a ratio. And I think I was going, why are people surprised by this? And I realized they don't know who Laura Loomer is. And I think maybe these people don't take us literally when we say that Trump, that's one of his top advisors, is surrounded by people who are...
No, that's crazy. What do you mean you don't care? You don't care. You don't have to care, but it's like shit. Who was that they said Obama was fucking with? Man, what's that actor they said Obama was messing with? They ended up throwing that big bucket of oil on her when she was filming that show, man. Y'all was mad as hell. Y'all was like, oh, Obama's cheating on Michelle and this and that and shit like that, man. He wasn't even the president. Now Trump's getting sucked off by Laura Loomer. Nobody cares. It's crazy.
Are quite literally
Allegedly.
in need of an exorcism. I'm not saying that for dramatic effect. I am saying literally he is surrounding himself with people that are, I think, demonstrably demonic. Right, like that's what people were so like. That's just demonic. That's very straight. It doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. It makes me uncomfortable to be around you. That seems like you worship Baal. That's why you would say something like that. That's a very weird thing to say, and that's kind of what I'm trying to clue you guys into. That is why Laura Loomer has become significant, because we can look at her to understand the erraticism of Donald Trump, our president. He doesn't seem like the same person. He seems as though he has been possessed. That's his top advisor. According to her, multiple times a day, she speaks to him on the phone. One of the first phone calls he made after attacking Iran was to Laura Loomer. And so it was important for me to break down.
Well, if Michelle is a man, why the hell Candace ain't done no expose on her? Why Candace only coming at Brigitte Macron? Why Candace ain't done no expose on Michelle, man? Y'all say Candace always doing them deep dive. Why she ain't said that?
Who she is, and to make sure that you lower your expectations when it comes to people like her. Like I said, her goal is to harm people psychologically by lying, just by lying openly all the time. And I want you to know that in her own words, she has admitted to her addiction, which she has described as cocaine-like, to Spectator, because she'll say, oh, it doesn't matter, this person's lying. Take Laura in her own words. In an article that was done by the Spectator here, which was called The Tale of Laura Loomer, which was published in...
Look, Home comes in here and says, you're a freaking religious nut, aren't you? I can't remember her name, but she acts like a religious freak. Home, who are you talking to? Who are you coming here calling a religious freak, Home? I'm gonna need you to step into the club with a little more decorum and shit. This the grown folks hour, man. You come in here, you speak to me, you speak to my chat, then you get the ass and shit, man.
In 2019, where she just described having anxiety and depression. She wrote, I had really bad anxiety and depression, and then I started to basically deal with depression by doing cocaine. I was never a drug user before, but I was using cocaine to kind of deal with it. Laura was 23 years old. She continues, there were phases when I wouldn't sleep for 3 days straight. And one morning I woke up and drove myself to a cliff, and it was cold and kind of snowy outside. It was February. I tried to kill myself, like legitimately tried to kill myself. Okay. So you can understand why she's not allowed to own guns. Suicide is nothing to mock, but it is something that she uses as one of her tools. Often she, like I told you yesterday, she makes suicidal threats, and there is an aspect of her that feels very homicidal. I'm not being funny. I'm not trying to be ironic.
Hey, what's crazy is, home, for you not to like Candace so much, you giving it a lot of energy. I'm just gonna be honest. I promise to God, Candace doesn't give a fuck about what you think right now. I don't give a fuck about what you think right now. I'm just being honest. You putting a lot of energy into some shit to some people who don't give a fuck about what you think. I'm just being honest, you know.
When I say that this is a person who should not have access to the president of the United States, and everybody sees that. And the fact that people reflect and think, if something happened to Trump, like I told you, people in, as I understand it, Melania's inner circle have said this, that she would be the most likely person to harm Donald Trump. And what would be crazy in the retrospect.
Look, Chad, this how you get her, man. This how you get her, man. I'm talking about poke them buttons, man. Oh, you don't either. Why do you have this club going on then? You just don't care about us either. I see. Oh, big. What did you say? Hold on. Not on this. You're stupid. I'm out of here. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, home. Don't let your door. You mad at me because I don't give a fuck about what you. I don't know you. Like what kind of person would I be to give a fuck about what you think and how you feel? And I don't fucking know you. Never met you. Never spoke. This your first time stumbling in this motherfucker, and you want me to care about you? What kind of la-la land do you live in? Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Hey, lady, I don't give a damn about what you think, man. If you mad about it, sorry, man. Don't let the door hit you on your way out.
Is that the whole world would go, yeah, duh. Like if she harmed a person, everyone would look around and go, every single sign was there. 50 states you can't own a gun in. Things that you have said and shared about yourself. Threats that you have made to other people, the manner in which you attack children. Like she wants my children to suffer, as she said yesterday. She wants my children to suffer and live on the streets because she doesn't like that I'm against what Israel is doing. She's attacking my lawyers. She's attacking my in-laws. That is the kind of person who is dangerous to themselves and to others. And so how did she deal with her cocaine addiction? If you're wondering why it seems like she tweets every 5 minutes and like she's deep in the throes of a manic episode, well, she explains.
So Laura Loomer was really on coke? Because when you stop using cocaine, for example, you learn to cope with anxiety and depression in other ways, man. I don't know, Chad. I don't know, Chad. Like, you know, like there are some certain traits, bro, like, that people give you, and we can call it stereotypes or whatever, man, but I'm just gonna be honest, man. Like, bragging about giving blowjobs and, you know, being at the, I don't know where they were at, some TPUSA where she was talking about, hey, I love you and your girlfriend, and basically want to say, and then you're doing too. That's bimbo activity, man. Shit's bimbo activity, man. The coke confirmed it, man. The coke confirms bimbo activity, man. That's what we call them in the South, man. A bimbo, man.
In this article, I have nothing to lose now. And by the way, this is in the context of her having lost her Twitter access. This is, I have nothing to lose now, so it's liberating, she says. I became addicted to social media. I kind of lived off of the adrenaline. It's not a very healthy lifestyle to live because when you stop using cocaine, for example, you learn to cope with anxiety and depression in other ways. I pretty much substituted my lows for adrenaline rushes on Twitter. When I got banned, I was honestly having withdrawals. Okay. So it's a drug for her. Like Twitter is a drug for her. And that's why she tweets to the wee hours of the morning saying crazy things, spiraling in these manic.
You said my dad is fasting in the next room and my eardrums are traumatized. What the fuck is fasting got to do with it, man? What your daddy in there doing, man?
Episodes. And so I just want to make that clear to you. These are the people, when you look at what Donald Trump is saying, what he is doing, and why he just does not seem like he is steady right now, like he does not seem like there is a sane voice. He went from having the advice of people like Charlie Kirk and radically flipped that to people like Laura Loomer and Paula White Cain. Okay, this is a real clip of Laura Loomer when she did Alex Jones a few years ago. Take a listen.
But what are they doing? I want to know what people are actually going to do. My life is ruined. Does anybody understand how ruined my life is? I'm sick of it. I don't want to listen to people tell me that I'm a conspiracy theorist. They don't know what it's like to be me. My life is ruined, Alex.
So forget Laura Loomer. The question you should be asking yourself is Don.
Man, I don't see where the hell Candace Owens is dunked. Man, Candace Owens ain't dunking, man. Y'all talking about Candace Parker, man. Candace Owens ain't fucking dunking.
Donald Trump mentally fit to be president if he makes a conscious decision to tweet out that Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens are mentally ill, while he invites into his inner circle advice about what he should do to Iran, a person like Laura Loomer, who, like I said, when we're calling her crazy and we're talking, this is a clinical diagnosis. It's not an opinion. It's not funny. We're not using the word loosely. This is a clinical diagnosis. I personally think that Trump needs an intervention. I don't think the back forth, when I see the erraticism of the way he tweets, it's almost as if he's given access to his truth socials to people like her. There's an erraticism here that feels dangerous for our country, right? Like he doesn't care anymore, that he's gotten to some point of desperation, whether he is functioning under duress, whether he is being blackmailed, I don't know. What I do know is this is not the Trump that we had for the first.
Bro, I just Googled it, bro. Candace Owens is not dunking a basketball. You talking about Candace Parker, bro. Y'all high as hell.
4 years. And even if you have hated him from the very beginning, if you love the idea that the Republican Party is at war with each other, if you're still functioning within the left-right paradigm, you should pull yourself away and actually have a broader sense of concern for the country and want there to be actually an intervention. You should pray for Donald Trump. You should want there to be a sane voice in the room. And at the moment, we're not getting that. And so that's what I just wanted to say is don't be surprised at what Laura Loomer is doing. Be surprised that she has the ear of the President of the United States. We'll be right back after a brief break. All right, you guys, let's talk about something most of us have never even heard of and given full disclosure. Yeah, it is going to be very interesting. I know a lot of people had looked into the judge and thought that it was very suspicious that he was appointed by Governor Cox and that he didn't have the background and the experience for a case of this size. There was something new about him. I never covered it. This will be the tell. Like I said, a continuance is it's basically like common courtesy in court. Like, unless I could see if you're 3 years into something and you're like, no, I want this to move on with it. But 7 months into the highest profile murder case since JFK, this is nothing. This is nothing to ask for. Obviously, with the amount of stuff they have to look through, they dumped 600,000 files on them in March. And you're arguing this, that does not sit right with me, and it should not sit right with you. And if this judge does not grant this continuance after effectively ensuring them that when they rebutted immediately to putting a date on the calendar because of this very thing. Remember, the defense said, let's not put a date on the calendar until we have our discovery stuff and we'll have a better idea. And the judge said, oh, no, it's all good. Par for the courses. We can always bump it down the line. If that judge now does a 180, if the court does a 180 and it's actually, we can't.
Oh, chat, man. All right, man. That's enough of that, man. That's enough of that. All right, I guess I'll read some chat right quick, man. That's enough of that. Clip what? Clip what? What multi got going? Oh, y'all boom buzz. All right, chat. Yeah, that's enough of that, man. I guess we're gonna get to the monologue, man, and see what's going on. What I mean, reading chat, the reading chat. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you said 100 plug. What you talking about, man? Chill out, G. Chill out, man. Y'all ass be playing, man. Y'all ass be playing. Damn, man. I'm trying to see what's going on, man. Y'all out? All right, man. All right, Jason. Damn. Well, all right, chat. Y'all double tap the screen, share the live out, man. We'll see y'all on the next one, chat, man. We had a good episode, and I'll see y'all tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central.